ค Alrighty, welcome everyone to SimTraX Broadcasting and the Coast2Coast Racing League. This is going to be a fun one here tonight with the guys here on the dirt track. Lanier Speedway is where we're going to be tonight. This first one will be the UMPs these guys will be running. They are going through their quick driver's meeting before they get ready to go ahead and get locked and loaded and up in the front. You know, trying to go ahead and put some qualifying time down. Glad you guys could join us out there. This is going to be a blast. This is Patrick Morrison here in the booth, filling in for Marty. Marty's having to take a little bit of time off, probably get a few things going and spend some time with his family, and you can't blame him for that. But we should have a good amount of racing for you here tonight. We're gonna have a good bit of a good setup here. Let me see if we can go ahead and get that race info right up here for you for the Thursday Night Thunder. We're going to be starting with the Flatline Racing Body UMP division. After that, we'll be doing the Super DIRTcar 358s. And after that, it will be the Chip Bangers Racing Pro Late Model Series. Interested to see how all these kind of unfold here. Temperature of the track is about 80 degrees, so should be good and tacky for these tires to go ahead and start laying some rubber down. Humidity about 70%, and we'll have to kind of see how that goes ahead and plays out here. Guys are starting to get locked and loaded here in just a little bit, couple more minutes, and they should be out there on the track. Once again, appreciate you guys joining us here for what we have kind of upcoming. You know, this is going to be a really awesome race here tonight. I believe the first race will only have about 25 laps for the feature after a couple of heats. So waiting for a few more guys to load in here. John Hine here in the 71 car. We'll see if he can go ahead and get it kind of loaded up and in here. From what I'm seeing, I got about 15 drivers on the track, but we're just kind of waiting for some of them to kind of get locked and loaded here. Some are a little more ready than others, but that's still okay. But this will be a good time to go ahead. Check out the link that I have provided with you guys with. Check out W Energy Drinks. Kind of an energy drink blend that kind of gives you those no jitters. A lot of these other guys kind of give you that rise and fall and the crash there toward the end. W Energy Drinks does not do that. They are having definitely a supply chain problem, so you want to get on it quick. Make sure you go ahead and get some of that, and you can even use the coupon code I provide you with, SimTraX. So exactly how the way you see it, SimTraX. We'll go ahead and knock some of that price off for you and be able to push that toward the front, you know, and be able to get a little money off for the race here. But we're going to have to see how this goes ahead and unfolds here for just a little bit. I want to pull somebody up into the broadcast booth real quick. Let's see. John, do you have a copy on me, bud? Oh. Yes. Yes, I am. I am broadcast tonight, but well, we're kind of getting loaded up here, and we are live and ready to go. You guys about getting ready to get on the track and start qualifying here?
Yes, we are. In fact, just kicked over, and I just now strapped into the car, and I'm getting ready to pull on the track.
Oh man, excellent. Oh well, I can't be. I'm happy to hear that because we were kind of up here with the viewers here, and I was like, all right, well, these guys are gonna get out on the track here in a little bit. I think I got a little ahead of you guys here tonight. I know I'm filling in for Marty, but man, dude, go ahead. Tell me, what is the trick to this track?
Oh, it's going to slick up, and I think it's going to be a fight for the bottom if practice was any indication.
Yeah, we were kind of taking a little bit of a peek at that, and some of the, and you're kind of noticing a lot of top drivers, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, those guys have raced here before and have all competed at Lanier Raceway here in the dirt, and it's interesting to see because we're taking a watch at you here, and I hardly see you straighten the wheel at all. You're almost drifting the entire track, so not much in the way of straight line driving here.
No, you're constantly turning. You come out of the corners and you kind of drift out to the wall, and about the time you get out to about here, you're already turning back in.
All right, well, not a whole lot of speed, though. I think I see you guys getting, from my little ticker here, showing me you're just nudging under 100 miles an hour. So that's pretty...
It won't be as fast as what we were seeing. These cars, if you look at the tires are extremely narrow. So there's not a lot of tire to hook up to the track with these things. So of all the cars tonight, these should be the slowest that we will be in here. So but don't let the speed fool you, because again, they're going fast enough, but the racing in these things are pretty good because, like you pointed out, you're sideways a lot of the time, so you're really having to rely on your car control not to slide up and get into somebody. These guys have, last year they ran these cars, but they only ran them at Port Royal with the hometown heroes. So for a lot of these guys, this could be their first time running these things at somewhere other than Port Royal. It's been a while since I've been on Lanier in a UMP modified. I think it's probably been several months since I've been here with this car on this track myself.
Alrighty, well, I know everybody tuned in to us here at SimTraX Broadcasting with you in the booth with me as well.
I can hang out up here. We're good.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, that's all right, man. I wasn't sure if you were busy or if Gambler Motorsports was going to need you down there.
No, I didn't, like I said, I didn't realize you or I would have come up already. So, I'm good here. Yeah,
no fear. All right, man. I appreciate you joining me here tonight because I'm sure you're going to be excited running the UMP division. Then you're going to be running the 358s after that. And then following that, you're going to be in the Pro Late Model Series. So that is, boy, you got definitely a full plate here tonight.
Yeah, I did. And I got myself behind the 8-ball here and then put kind of a poor qualifying time up. But usually we're pretty strong in these things. So we'll see what happens here as the night unfolds. But Heat 1 is lining up here. So it's time to go racing, bud.
Oh, yeah. All right, so going ahead and starting out front here, Alex Pomerleau, Corey Schartzer in the 6 machine. Looks like Joseph Grandy, Randy Shreves will be going ahead and getting kind of squared up here on the line as we're waiting for everybody to kind of get on the track. Tyler Wilson, 5th. Bob DeGood in the 7 machine, running 6th. Jeff Barker in the 7th, and Kevin Davis in the 021 there in the back of the field. So these guys got a little bit of work to do to go ahead and get around the track. This also provided to you by Langton Mechanical. These guys going ahead and produce for Heat 1 here. Let me go ahead and find my notes here. That Langton Mechanical, they are second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. These specialists are there personally every step of the way, and they guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish. Every equipment sale, installation, maintenance service you make, they do back 100% by Langton Mechanical. Awesome job here tonight by these guys. I'm excited to see how we get going here. We only have 2 heats here in the UMP, I believe, and I believe Pomerleau is super happy that his 397 is up front. And I see him battling a lot there in the back of the field, but fortunately he'll be able to push his way up front on this one. I know, I believe we watched him in the 410s on Tuesday, and that thing was kind of kicking his rear end, but, you know, I think the UMPs may be a little more favorable for him here tonight.
Yeah, these cars are wildly different between those 410s and whatnot. So, the cool thing about this league, you got so many drivers that are good across so many disciplines, and it doesn't really matter where you're, what division you get in, you're gonna find good competition in, Shreves, we saw Shreves up front in some of those races too. He's up here, so Pomerleau, Barker's in here, Bob DeGood's in here, so a lot of really, really good drivers. This should be a fun night here.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely I see a couple of new names for me anyway. Corey here in the 6 machine. There looks
Corey's
like...
been with us off and on here over the last couple of seasons. Solid driver, and he should make a run of this.
All right, good. I'm glad you know him because, man, I was going to say, I've seen Jeff Barker, Kevin Davis would be a new face for me. So, all right, Corey and Alex are going to go ahead and take the green flag on this one, and away they go. All right, getting a good wrap around here. Don't forget to check out some of these guys you do see up in our right ticker to see if we can go ahead and get some paint schemes for these guys out here. Kind of a plain white car for Corey there. Could probably use a real sweet paint scheme, but Pomerleau going ahead and taking that early lead, pulling away. All right, fantastic job by him and really not being contested, but who is being contested is the 56 machine of Randy Shreves there on the outside. Looks like Bob DeGood in the 7's going to try to give him a run, but boy, he's having some trouble back there with the 021. Boy, and John, oh boy, there's DeGood's around, look out. All right, and the 7 kind of bumps and bangs around there a little bit. Kevin Davis, it looks like the two of them connected and ended up getting each other sideways as we rotate back up here to the 042 of Tyler Wilson there on the inside of the 56 of Randy Shreves. So Randy Shreves at that 4th place cutoff right there as he's riding around on the outside. John, you were saying the inside line was kind of the more favorable one, but Tyler Wilson, really trying to see if he can hold that inside line as well as he goes ahead and overtakes Randy Shreves there on the outside.
Yeah, Shreves has lost a few spots here, and it's all up top. And Randy, it's not that Randy's slow; it's just he's just not in the preferred line here. So, Tyler shaving that inside wall, and that can really mess your lap time up. Might even open the door for Shreves to get back underneath him. But yeah, that looks like right now that bottom line is going to be preferred here.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see, how close you guys are starting to kind of aim toward that wall right there. But Pomerleau has been overtaken by Grandy up here in the front. Grandy has gone ahead and taken the lead right there as he pulls up to the white flag. Final lap of this heat by Langton Mechanical. Boy, this is an awesome way to start out the Coast2Coast Racing League first heat of the night here for the Thursday Night Thunder. Man, this is going to be awesome, but it looks like Grandy's going to go ahead and take away your first place finish right there. Pomerleau and Schartz are there, third place. Tyler Wilson goes and secures fourth. Randy Shreves fifth. Bob DeGood sixth. Jeff Barker and Kevin Davis are going to round out a top 8 right here. And man, let's go ahead and snap right to the second heat. This is going to be fast moving here tonight as these guys in the UMPs are ready to go. Fast moving, speaking of which, Magnum Race Designs. Guys going ahead and sponsoring the second heat of these races here tonight. And as you heard me talking about these guys getting wraps, that's what these guys do. These guys do iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a design and want that attention to detail, competitive pricing, and the fast turnaround times, check Magnum Race Design on Facebook, or you can contact them directly through Messenger. These guys are a proud sponsor of Coast2Coast Racing League's 358 modified divisions, which we will be running here right after the UMPs. But first, let's go ahead and get to our guys for the lineup. John Hine in the first position. Nick Vickery on the outside in his 00 car. Isaac Salas there in third. Brandon Templeton fourth. Looks like Malachi Smith in the fifth position. Butch Baker in the 97 machine. And Patrick Spangler there in the seventh and final position. A lot of guys out here definitely chomping at the bit to get going here, and we'll have to see how this gets going. A lot of fantastic paint jobs there. Like how that 05 kind of has that kind of fade to purple there. That looks pretty cool. I like that. All right, and let's see. Nick Vickery, John Hine are going to go ahead and take this one away and get started our race here for Heat 2. So 8 laps to go ahead and get this one done. The key is to try to keep that favorable line, but it looks like 31 of Brandon Templeton got turned around and collected the 39, and Butch Baker there in the back. It looks like Brandon Templeton is on his side, has relanded back on the side. So let's go ahead and rotate back up here toward the lead, where Nick Vickery is trying to push his way and see if he can get that outside line. But once again, Nick Vickery's pushed toward the outside. But have no fear, Nick Vickery does have a lot of speed and will find his way to that line of Isaac Salas there, who goes ahead and cuts him off, diving into turn 1. 6 to go, so time is dwindling down here for the heats to determine where we end up here in the feature. But Riley, right now, who's under fire is John Hine up here in the 71. Isaac Salas looking there toward the inside, being good, not contacting him right there, although it was very close. So John Hine starting to put the pressure on and really get on that loud pedal, see if he can put that distance on him. Salas definitely has the corner entry speed, but he does not have the exit that John Hine does. So Salas looks like he's going to have to kind of reevaluate how he's taking these turns to see if he can find a soft spot in John's line here. Ooh, boy, as John gets close to that wall, we see Isaac Salas still taking that look there on the inside line. Man, he gets close. Little scrub there on the wall is going to cost him a 10th right there. Now, he's got to dial it back and try one more time. Wow, look how close he gets. So Isaac Salas doing everything he can to try to bring away the heat win here. Definitely a battle up toward the front for him. John Hine definitely has the line working for him. Nick Vickery, looks like Nick Vickery may have... oh, there he goes. He's back on the lap. Here we go. Final lap to go. So John Hine may go ahead a couple more turns, and he'll have this heat win in the bag. That track seems to be kind of slicking up for him and working straight. Perfect. Little nudge there from Isaac Salas, and that'll bring John Hine the win here at Heat 2. Salas in second, Vickery third, Malachi Smith fourth, Spangler fifth place, Butch Baker sixth, and Brandon Templeton, who ended up on his side earlier in that one, is unfortunately, really kind of got wrapped up in that one. All right. That is going to do it for us there and the warm-up here. So a lot of guys going really excited, having to kind of kind of take it easy now. Take that deep breath. Okay, now we got those heats out of the way. We'll have to kind of see how we get relined back up. But this would be a good time to go ahead and mention our sponsor, Flatline Racing Bodies. Quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Awesome to see how they are out here sponsoring these guys here in the UMP and this and the Thursday Night Thunder here tonight. Really, John, out there on the track, man. I know I try to keep calm and not talk to you too much there, but how's the track feeling? Was it starting to come around to you?
Yeah, it's coming in as expected here, and I think again you're going to see us all trying to fight for this bottom. I don't know that we're really going to have to tear this bottom up for that top to come back to life, and where we can move up there and kind of ride the walls there. And I mean, I prefer to be up top. I'm definitely an up top driver. I don't like being on the bottom. I like being right up out there on that wall, but got to go where the tracks want you to go sometimes.
Yeah, I'm taking a little look here at the time. Brandon Templeton right now, I believe, running a pretty decent time, just shy of 15 seconds. I'm watching him riding that top line the whole time. I guess trying to scuff the top of that track, see if he could break it in a little sooner than you guys were anticipating there. So a lot of guys out here on the track. I'm excited to see how, here in the feature. I believe you guys are only running 25 laps, 5 shorter than normal. So really, you guys are going to have to get really on it, and you have no time to waste. With 5 laps shredding off, I mean, this is really going to tick it away very, very fast.
Yeah, you've got to go right from the get-go. But the thing I worry about is, the guys on the outside, which is going to include me. I should be on the outside front row. Man, yeah, I sure hope we can get an opening. That's what you're gonna be watching for. That everybody on the outside trying to. Usually, you see guys trying to shove their way in up top, but you're gonna see the opposite here, and guys trying to shove their way in on the bottom.
Yeah, and that we'll have to see. And like I was saying, back with losing 5 laps, it doesn't seem like much. That's only about 1 minute and 15 seconds you guys are losing, but that's going to add up quick. You guys only turning 15-second laps, so that is, that shaves off a minute, but that's a minute less for you to do something. And sometimes, 5 seconds is all you need to really make the race move for the win here tonight. So right now, a lot of fast cars. I believe, John, you are setting the pace here right now with a 14.66. So you are going to be the man to beat. Pomerleau is second fastest. Templeton and Shreves is 3 and 4 there. So we'll have to see how this goes ahead and stacks up as the warm-up has completed here, which will go ahead and bring out the Steve King Foundation. Steve King was formed to help dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer a serious illness, injury, or death. These guys really try to help out, one of their own out here. Unfortunately, what happened to Steve King out there at Knoxville, but they are going ahead and looking out for everybody out here on the racing surface. All right, let's go ahead and get to our starting race grid here as we get ready here. All right, Joseph Grandy's going to go ahead and take us off the line on this one, followed by John Hine in second, Pomerleau third, Isaac Salas fourth, Corey Schartzer fifth, looks like Nick Vickery sixth, Tyler Wilson seventh, Malachi Smith eighth, Randy Shreves ninth, Patrick Spangler, all right, in the 10th position, Bob DeGood in the 11th, and Butch Baker 12th. As we'll have to see how these guys kind of collect each other and get their way back forward. Butch Baker 12th, that means Jeff Barker ends up 13th. Brandon Templeton, who ended on his side, I'm sure he didn't want that during that heat, has now put him in the back at 14th. And Kevin Davis there in the 021 and 15th place. So we'll have to see, if he can go ahead and get collected. A lot of people kind of get really disheartened and don't like to see it starting so late or so far back in the pack, but there is time to go ahead and fight this one forward. And from what it's showing here, man, here I go putting my foot in my mouth. From what it's showing here, John, you guys do have 30 laps, so maybe a little typo there in the schedule. But hey, 5 extra laps, that could make or break a lot for a lot of these drivers here, but that is actually really, really good news. So the 71 car of you is on the outside as Barney's waving the green flag. Here you go. So John Hine actually on the outside in the unfavorable lane is one of the fastest guys in that warm-up. Is going to have to try to take it away from Joseph Grandy there. Grandy, very, very good driver out here on the track here at Lanier. This is not his first rodeo, so he's going to have to figure out how to get around him as John Hine is definitely trying to battle for that lead. Little friendly nudge there of the 71 into the 518, but let's go ahead and see if Pomerleau has got anything for him, and we have... Yeah, we got a mess up back here in the back. It looks like Bob DeGood may have been caught up in that one. And let's see if we can go ahead and get back there. Believe... saying here that Malachi Smith may have been a little bit of trouble here. So let's go and get that quick replay here of Malachi Smith in the 013. Boy, almost 4 wide there. 013. Oh. Yeah, get turned around. It looked like the 05 of Isaac Salas turned around and then just collected the rest of the drivers. All right, well, unfortunately, that is what happens in racing. These guys are going to have to kind of collect each other and get back on the track. Let's get back live here. All right, as you can see, the caution flag is straight up in the air, so it looks like these guys are going to have another go at it. Isaac Salas, I'm not sure if he's having a mechanical issue, stuck at the top of the track up there.
It might be just telling him to let everybody go by so he can line up at the back.
All right, well, if that's the case, then good idea. Go ahead and stay up and out of the way to go ahead and get this one back under control. I believe pace car lights are off. We're about to go back green. Boy, my ticker is going wild. It's something with these dirt tracks, man. I swear. That's hard to get this under control. All right, so you guys are going to start back single file, which may be better for John Hine in the 71 to see if he can go ahead and overtake Joseph Grandy here, as he did start on the outside as long as he can get a good restart. But Grandy makes a massive launch right there and goes ahead and takes off. So away he goes and gets that early start. Alex Pomerleau once again trying to see if he can dive there on the inside of John Hine here as he gets going around. Whoa, careful there. All right, iRacing wants to give us a little glitch here. Moving around, so. All right, Alex Pomerleau looking toward the inside of John Hine, but looks like it's going to calm down a little bit as Tyler Wilson now putting on the pressure. Sticking that nose in right on the inside left fender, left quarter panel of the 397 of Alex Pomerleau there. Kind of dropping back, so now it looks like Tyler Wilson is falling off. Battle back here with the 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Hopefully not looking to see what he saw in that last heat, as he's on the inside line where Spangler and Schartz are back there trying to kill each other. They're on the inside-outside line. That 39 machine of Patrick Spangler trying desperately to find a good lane as the 021 of Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis on the move, up 7 positions from last place up here in the 8th. So really, man on the move right now is Kevin Davis in the 021. Looks like Patrick Spangler is trying to stay true to that top line. 24 laps left to go here at Lanier Speedway. This is going to be a blast to see how well these guys can get it done. Spangler still hanging up there in that top line. Interesting to see from him if he can go ahead and if that top line is going to pull around on him. Everybody else really right now was not considering being up there. 39 kind of bumps the outside wall there a little bit, but we'll have to see how that works out. Let's get up here to Brandon Templeton in the 31, who's starting to pick up a little bit of pace, trying to catch up to the 56 of Randy Shreves. But Randy Shreves, you know, still got a lot of work to do. Really no one around him for almost a 10th on either side of him. So that now brings us back to Nick Vickery, who's now on the outside of Tyler Wilson of the 042, making a good battle there, working the outside line. We saw Nick Vickery out there in the warm-up trying to really squish that top line, see if he can get it going along with Brandon Templeton. So here comes the 00 on the outside. Oh, Pomerleau puts him into the wall, as it looks like that 00 of Nick Vickery. He's seen this before, traded paints with Pomerleau, so these two definitely friends, but man, you keep that up, I don't think he's going to really stick to it. Oh, he nudges him again right there at the start-finish line. These two are bumping and slamming into each other. Let's take a quick little cockpit view right of where we see kind of how he's trying to drive this in. Hopefully we'll be able to keep that camera clean enough we can see out of it. This is Lanier Speedway, so it is going to collect dirt something fierce. All right, looks like, oh man, he's starting to get a good little speed off that car. Let's go ahead and rotate back out where we're watching Nick Vickery in the 00 trying to float around. Oh, there we go. Good run on Pomerleau. He's kind of riding right up the back there, but now Tyler Wilson has now made it to where Nick Vickery has absolutely no chance of getting down. So this is now going to jam Vickery toward the top. 397 of Pomerleau staying true to the bottom. John Hine about 0.8 of a second off Joseph Grandi. As Grandi is happy there is no cautions right now, as he is pulling away with the race right now. So far so good. But as the track starts to break down, we'll see if John can start picking up some speed and get up front there. As the 00 of Nick Vickery still having a good battle. But let's rotate back here to Patrick Spangler. He's trying to get a good work in there on the 39 machine. He's working the outside line as well, as he's now getting a huge run there on Randy Shreves. Got to be careful. 39 bumps the wall there. Randy Shreves still working on the outside of the 31 machine of Brandon Templeton. A lot of good battles out here on the track with only 14 left. Boy, this is a great start here to week 1, and really this is what you want to see. These guys really trying to duke it out, get these points early on in the season. In case you have a bad race, at least you started with a good one. It's always easier to go ahead and lose a couple points and try to fight out of a hole the entire season. But Randy Shreves, really snags the wall there on that backstretch, which is now giving up the spot to Patrick Spangler, moving him up into the 7th position. Spangler gets a little loose there, and now is really giving it up. So these two definitely trading it for 7th and 8th place. Pomerleau has fallen back here to the 5th position. It looks like Tyler Wilson and Nick Vickery have gone ahead and taken 3 and 4. So it looks like the top 4 guys pretty spread apart here, as we're starting to see the track breaking down, and these guys are starting to slow down just a little bit. But have no fear, these guys, there's still great battles out here, especially the ones here between Patrick Spangler and Randy Shreves here, the 56 and the 39 machine here. We're going to take a little look along with him as well, see if he can kind of see what his race line is here. Kind of tags the wall there a little bit. See if we can get going. Good smooth movement out of him when he's coming through these turns. Doesn't seem to be fighting him as bad. But now notice up front, as you're looking out the windshield here, everybody else is really starting to, take that high line. Everybody's trading and seeing if they can get a different line here on the track and see if they can start breaking down and, try to see if we can conquer somebody here. Because now these guys are having a heck of a time trying to figure out who is who. But Pomerleau looks like he is trying to overtake the 31 of Brandon Templeton. Templeton now has the 5th position and now is riding up into that 397 to hang him up there in that high line, which is now showing to be favorable for a lot of these drivers. So I don't know if the 31 knows something we don't, but Templeton is working it there, falling off a little bit, gets into it. He's got a good middle of the turn for Brandon Templeton there, but Pomerleau definitely has corner exit and now is leaving him. As you see the 31 of Templeton now having a fight for the 7th position. For Templeton to keep 6th, Randy Shreves is trying to get a good run on him, but Shreves kind of keeps tagging the wall there a little bit, and I wonder if it's getting loose. So 5 to go here at Lanier. Boy, this is a blast here. Right now we got Grandi, Vickery, and looks like John Hine may have gotten a little slipped up there, as he's now fighting Vickery, the 00. Vickery up there toward the top. John staying true to the bottom. We talked to him earlier in the race whether he was going to go ahead and ride that top line, but Vickery's finding a lot of success here, 4 positions up from where he started in the 2nd position. So away we go. These guys really only about 3 to go. And we're going to have to see if they got enough time to get this one underway. We'll have to see. This is going to be the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to keep it? As it looks like John hit a huge dirt clod there and had a little chunk out of that 71 machine. We'll talk to him, as I believe, as long as he keeps it clean, he's got a guaranteed podium division here in the UMPs as they come around turn 3 and 4 to go ahead and fly that white flag now, as these guys are going to run the final lap. As we're going to get a good battle here, see if Hines got anything for him. And let's see, it looks like Vickery has got the line. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead, rotate up. Joseph Grandi bringing home the win here tonight. Vickery going ahead and securing 2nd, and John Hine 3rd. That'll bring Tyler Wilson 4th, Randy Shreves 5th, Templeton 6th, Pomerleau 7th, Spangler 8th, Butch Baker 9th, and Bob DeGood coming in the 10th position, which means Malachi Smith, Corey Schartz are in 12th, 13th of Jeff Barker. Kevin Davis kind of got banged up there along with Isaac Salas there, and they ended up 14th and 15th. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get these guys rounded up here and have a chat with them here at the end for what they saw, how it felt out there, and how it goes. So, John, I've already got you up here in the booth, man. Go ahead and talk to me. Did the track start breaking down there on that bottom line?
Yeah, I think it started just losing a little bit of grip. I went up top and really couldn't get that going either. I think I tightened the car up just a little bit too much before this feature here. But all in all, it's not my best track. Not a big fan of it, but you know what? To come home third place here, not a bad way to start your season.
Yeah, no kidding. I was gonna say you don't always have to come away with the win. It's good to come away with the win, but man, still going ahead and nailing that podium finish. Gambler Motorsports has got to be happy about you. Yeah, coming up in the podium finish so much. But was there anything you could have done to run Joseph Grandy down? Because that guy was fast.
No, he ran a great race. Like I said, I tightened the car up a little too much, and I needed to be a little freer to get it to rotate. And when your car doesn't rotate, you scrub speed, especially in the center of the corner. And that's where Joseph was getting me. He was getting me corner entry to the center there, and while he was rotating, I was pushing. So, but that's how the cookie crumbles. And like I said, congratulations, and I'll take a race here at a track that I'm not a big fan of.
Oh.
Congratulations to Grandy and to Nick there for nipping me there for second at the end.
Yeah, Nick did a good job there. And all right, so we'll go ahead and park the UMP there, and you're going to go ahead and hop in the 358 and stay in the track. So I know you got a few cars out there in the trailer, but go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud, and let's get you back.
Yeah, I'd like to thank, first of all, everybody over at Gambler Motorsports. Good group of guys. Have a lot of fun with them here, and it's just a cool thing to be able to share our racing experience together. But also like to thank Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing. I'd like to thank Andy for, first of all, for everything he does for the league, and just being a personal friend of mine. If you're in the Atlanta, Birmingham, and soon-to-be Nashville area, maybe, possibly, you might be able to look them up and get your cooling. I know we're at the end of the summer here, so might be heating time. So if you want to get that furnace a tune-up, go look up Cool Ray if you're in the Atlanta or Birmingham area. Also want to thank VMR Wraps, Nick and the crew over there. They're the ones that painted this car up. It looks sharp. I thank them very much for that. Also like to thank the Cruise Shop. You can go out to the cruiseshopfw.com. Brenna and the crew can send you anywhere in the world you want to go, and they're knowledgeable. It doesn't cost you any extra to use a travel agent. They themselves have traveled the world, so great guides to get you embarked on a great vacation. And last but definitely not least, I got to thank my wife. She's just the best, and I couldn't do all this without her.
All right, woohoo, go wives! I'm with you there, bud. But man, you almost talk. You give those shout-outs like you're not gonna be up here on the podium again.
I got a lot of people that makes this thing go around, and I probably could give a shout out to my kids, Dylan, Danny, and Cassie, if you really wanted me to throw more in there. But anyway, yeah, just thanks a lot for broadcasting this for us.
All right, yeah, not a problem filling in for Marty. I'm sure you guys will see him next week, I believe. But right now, let's go ahead and have a chat with Nick Vickery here. Nick, man, dude, talk me through that the last couple laps. How did you run down John Hine there right toward the end?
Yeah, I'm hoping that race wasn't an indication of what the rest of the night's going to be like. Lanier's typically known to be a pretty top dominant track, and even in practice, the bottom was faster than the top, even when the bottom was completely slicked off. So I'm hoping here in the 358s and then in the pro late models that we get some top action.
All right, and I hope so too. That bottom line did seem to work, but as the race faded on, you did start rotating the way toward the top, and you did pick up a lot of speed. We'll have to see how that works out in the 358s. Starting back almost in the sixth position there, up in the second. I think you got banged up there a little bit, kind of clipped the wall with Pomerleau. I was gonna say, are you guys okay? Because I knew there was good bumping and rubbing there during the race.
Yeah, I got in some contact there early with Isaac Salas. I definitely want to apologize for that. I think it was lap 1 or 2. Everybody was still bunched up, and I was trying to stay off of him, and I think we got together a little bit. And then, I had transitioned to the top, trying to run like a sort of a diamond line to try to gain some momentum, or we were going to follow the leader for the whole race, right? So, I think the thing with Pomerleau, I think it was, he was coming up to run his line, and I had the momentum coming off the top, and we just got together a couple times.
All right, man. But, man, we got the 358s coming up. I'm sure we'll see you over there. I haven't seen a dirt track you've turned away yet. So, man, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm sure I'll see you podium finish there as well. So go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud. Let's get you traded out.
Yep. Definitely got a shout-out Spartan Racing. After that would be VMR Wraps. If anybody there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR E-Wraps. Got to thank Andy over at Cool Ray. He does a lot for a bunch of leagues. So definitely got to shout him out any chance I can get. got to shout out Roger and Preston for creating this whole thing and kind of keeping it chugging along over the years. And definitely got to shout you guys out. I'm looking forward to going back and watching this.
Oh yeah, definitely is going to be a blast. I know we had you in the sights there for a little while there, bud, but then you took off, and it was all right. Well, he's gone. All right, Nick, good job tonight, bud, and I'll see you in the 358 division.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, and there we go, Nick Vickery right there in the 358. So that means that only brings our guy who led all the laps here tonight of Joseph Grandy. Let's go ahead and have a chat with Joseph Grandy here. Joe, man, dude, this race was all you in that 518 machine.
Yeah, obviously starting on the pole pretty much helped me out there. The track was pretty beat up.
Yeah, but we are looking, at the 358s. But let's stick with the UMPs at this point. Did the track come around to you for you to really start pulling away? I mean, the first 10 laps, it looked a little rough, but then all of a sudden you started picking up speed and pulling away.
Yeah, it takes me a little bit to get in the rhythm. The UMPs and the late models, I've maybe raced a handful of times, so I'd say I got pretty lucky there winning that race.
All right, but you were still, regardless, you went ahead and pulled away. I believe you won by almost a second and a half there, really getting away from these drivers out there, and really now putting something in their mind of what they have to do to now overcome what you can do here, man. I mean, if this is any sign of what we're looking for the upcoming of this season, these people got to start getting nervous, man, if you're able to pull away like this.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable in the car once I learned how to drive it, so I think I'd be in contention here weekly. All
right, well, we'll go ahead and get you to the 358s, let you go ahead and get some practice there, that way we don't break your streak. But first, I got to have your shout-outs here, bud, for the Flatline Racing Bodies.
I'd like to thank Coast2Coast, the broadcast, anybody's watching, and of course, Flatline there. So hopefully I see you guys next race.
All righty, bud. Great job tonight, and I definitely expect to see you again.
All right, thank you.
All righty. And that is Joseph Grandy in the 518 there. Appreciate you guys joining us for the UMPs. So, super fast runs here tonight. This is going to be a blast. We're looking at the Super DIRTcar 358s next. Up here on SimTraX Broadcasting and the Coast2Coast Racing Network. We got a boatload of races to do tonight. We got plenty of guys out there ready to make it happen. And we'll be right back, and don't go away.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the DIRTtrack Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and DIRTtrack Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
The 50th Napa Super Dirt Week, October 3rd through the 9th. Racing, music, camping, and...
Alrighty, guys, we are back. This is going to be super exciting. Super DIRTcar late 358s here. You do see them kind of running around here. Definitely a little bit different body style there as we are watching how these guys, take a little onboard look here. I believe Joseph Grandy, the winner of the UMPs here a little earlier, kind of keeping a little quiet there before we get to the feature presentation here. Get a little car noise there. That way you hear these engines get roaring down the track. We are staying here at Lanier Speedway. So another 30-lap feature for these guys, but we definitely have heats to get through. We definitely want to make sure we get some qualifying time, let these guys kind of break the track in. I'm sure they will appreciate that as well. People that also appreciate 21 Designs. They make wraps for all dirt racing needs. In addition, they also do 1/18th scale RC wraps. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen anybody do that, so they do something different. We appreciate everyone's support that's trusted doing their wraps and paint. So check them out on Facebook at 21 iRacing Designs. And boy, that is going to be an awesome run for these guys. We'll have to see as everybody kind of collecting back into pit here. So we're looking at 790 of Dean Reynolds. Everybody, let's see, Mike Brewer. There he is. He's trying to get a couple extra laps in. You definitely see the track breaking down here a little bit. I know 39, trying to make sure he gets some good practice time in. And you can't blame him. He's definitely out there. Let's see, Gary Sigelcow there in the 25 machine. Let's see if we can get a good look at that paint job there. He's kind of got that yellow to orange fade. Looks real good there. I like that. All right. And this series will be sponsored by the Super DIRTcar series. All right, glad to see them out here supporting us. The Super DIRTcar series is the Northeast premier series showcasing the big block modifieds premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super DIRTcar series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks, including this one in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Super DIRTcar series, and here we are in the 358s. Everybody really likes these 358s here, John, and I'm, really it's excited to see how they get going out here. I know who sponsors the 358s as well, Aero the Magnum Race Designs, but they will be sponsoring Heat 2 here as we get ready to get underway here in the Thursday Night Thunder. So we'll see how these guys kind of rack it up here.
Yeah, and the track is coming in pretty similar to the other one. The bottom, as of right now, is once again the place to be. And I'm running around up at the top just because, well, I miss running up top. I'd rather be up here. But, boy, I tell you, it's so far the bottom is where you want to be. But we'll see if that burns up with these tires. If you look at the tires on these cars, they are definitely wider than the UMP tires, and they have a little more power. So I think that bottom may get used up a little bit quicker here, and we got a bigger field of cars. So this track will get beat up pretty good by the time we get to feature time.
Yeah, you were definitely right about that. We are taking a little look at your car there, kind of that right front and right rear. Definitely wider than those UMPs were. So we'll have to see how that gets going. But right now, Isaac Salas just here in the warm-ups and the kind of the practice here, really setting the pace. He's faster, about tenth of a second faster than Mike Brewer, but that is no fear. No harm, no foul for him as he's going to go ahead. This is only practice. We are still going to have a little
Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sorry to butt in like
familiar here. We have paints that on our car with our sponsors, and they are not. We can't go into iRacing and paint them. It's a third party, and sometimes their application gets a little wonky. I believe it or not, Patrick, I've gotten on the grid, and I've been surrounded by my own car. And let me tell you, that's an interesting feeling. You know, so yeah, the only thing that you can really do, I think, it's like control like C or something like that.
Way ahead of you. So you should have a black car, green line with the Cool Ray on that left quarter panel. Yep. Everybody should be forming up there, guys. Sorry about that.
Yep. There they go. Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry
not a problem, bud. All right, man. There it is. Race control and the admin making sure I'm doing my job right. I don't blame him. I can't. You know.
But that's actually something you don't control or have any control over. So, you know, like I said, I've gotten on the grid, and the two guys in front of me are in my car. The guy look up next to me, and the guy's in my car, and
oh yeah. You're talking about where they shuffle around, where it puts where the wrong people are in the wrong car. That's one of those unfortunate drawbacks of online and internet racing. This is kind of what you get. So we are definitely getting that squared away here. Looks like the 56 Randy Shreves, he's going to appreciate his car looking much better. Much better. I was going to say, man, I thought some of those cars looked a little bland, but now, man, they are really popping.
Yeah, and you know, there is no rhyme or reason to why that happens. It's just, you know, like I said, it's a third-party vendor that comes in and does that. It's pretty cool that we can do it because you know, like the first month that I was on iRacing, I didn't know about trading paints, and you know, I didn't think anything of it. You know, just driving around, and everybody had very similar-looking cars, and boy, I tell you, once I got that, that was well worth the extra few dollars to get that service. And number one, I can, you know, put my sponsors on there. Number two, just visually on the track, it's nice because you know who's who and whatnot. So, cool thing there.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys that make a good living doing it as well, designing cars, and you know, you kind of give them, you give them an idea of what you think you want, or you're like, hey, you know, let's say I want a black car with some orange flames up the side, but I need these logos on the side, and then to make
VMR,
sure,
VMR does my wraps, and that's Nick Vickery. There's stickers there, and and Brian Lawson's who's in here. I know he does them. Quite a few guys, Kevin Fry. There with 21 Designs, and then Ross Carenta with Velocity. There's so many of them, I can't sit and name them all, but I'm going to go qualify here real quick.
You do that. Because there are a lot of fast guys out there, John. You better lay down some times here, man. As a couple of these guys are getting ready to go. Vitale up there, Weaver up there, Reynolds to Good. Yeah, these guys are starting to really kind of rack up here. Yeah, that track is definitely starting to come around. That is definitely good for these guys out there. Let's go ahead. Track temperature has dropped down to 69 degrees. Humidity about 48%. The air temperature is 81. Boy, that is going to that's going to change it from those UMPs. That is a kind of a definite swing in track temp and the humidity. So that's going to make the track break down in a little bit different way than you would expect here on the track. Let's see if we can find anybody out there who's going ahead and giving a spin. 97's around. Let's see if Brian Lawson goes ahead, hitting his Venom Racing. All right, come on. We got one of these guys out there. There we go. So we get Kevin Davis going around out there in the 2021 machine.
Yeah, and paving trains must be acting up. I go by down the backstretch, and I'm telling you, every pit box is that pastry white down the backstretch there, so it's not just you.
Yeah, it definitely had a blink. I mean, I had an iRacing issue last night. I was sitting there watching the race, and then all of a sudden it blinked out on me. I had to kind of chase it back and reel it back in, which was really a heartbreaker for some of those guys trying to get out here on the screen right now. Isaac Salas is out there on the screen trying to turn make a good lap there, but he goes ahead and nails the 4th position, as it looks like qualifying is getting ready to wrap up here. We only got about 30 seconds, and these guys are going to have enough here. All right. Boy, this is a blast here. Let's see. This is a
And
blast
Patrick Spangler put down a really good lap there with a 14:05. So he threw the first marker down, and Patrick's usually really strong. He's our former Renegades champion, the defending Renegades champion. He won that championship over the summer here, and which is our premier sprint division here at C2C. So some heavy hitters up front, that's for sure, with Salas, I think, who's a defending champion in this. I know he's got a championship in these cars. Same thing with Vickery, many-time champion. So there's a lot of guys up here. Jeff Barker's a former champion. A lot of guys up front here.
All righty. Yes, there are. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of drivers here tonight, and that is good to see. So let's go ahead and find out the drivers that are going to go ahead and start our Heat 1 shot here. Let's go ahead and make sure we get them in here as we see Corey Schartzer and Charles Weaver for the 6 and the 511. Nick Vickery, we saw him win in the UMPs, now starting on the inside line in the 00. Patrick Spangler in the 39. Dean Reynolds in the 790. There's 0 somewhere out there. So see Kevin Davis in the 021 there. And Joseph Gagnon there in the 709, starting in the back of the pack. You hate to start in the back of the pack, but anyway, it's just a heat. And this heat will be brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Boy, these guys are awesome. Langdon Mechanical, you know, they are second to none. Heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. They back every one of their installation and maintenance service calls 100%. So don't forget that, you know, they also guarantee customer satisfaction from beginning to the end. You know, and that's not just limited to sales, but that is also installation and the maintenance service of your heating and cooling system. All right. Corey Schartzer and Charles Weaver up here in the front line. These guys are going to be the ones to go ahead and get Heat 1 of Thursday Night Thunder ready to go. They'll have 8 laps to get it done. And it looks like, all right, looks like John Hine, you will be up here in the booth hanging out with me, man, as we get this one underway. Looks like you get a little rest. As we get this back under green, wow, 511 way late on that restart. 511 makes a good contact there. Charles Weaver may have spun the tires there trying to get going. So Nick Vickery goes ahead and enjoys that spot, little kind of freebie spot for him as he slides up into the second position there, as Dean Reynolds is now taking a peek there on the inside of the 511 of Charles Weaver. So Charles Weaver, you know, especially with a bad restart there now, he's starting to feel the pressure, but, you know, he seems to have collected himself and is now putting the hurt there on Nick Vickery. Patrick Spangler there, he was the fastest there in practice, so we'll have to see how Spangler gets around here. Hopefully he has not a Trading Paints fumble there on his completely white 39 there. It's Kevin Davis here. Yeah, it's Kevin Davis in the 021, and Nick Vickery gets spun around.
That was a great save by Nick there. Kind of got popped a little bit and got her really sideways, able to recover it up, but really stacks the guys up behind him, though.
Yeah, it did. And now that does let Schartzer and Weaver pull away. Now it's just going to be the two of them way up front, as Nick Vickery definitely kind of fumbled there on that one turn. Kevin Davis here, so Schartzer up in front with the 6 machine. Boy, it's good to see. You know, you got to have that, you know, that mindset of, hey, I'm in the lead, just hit my marks and we'll get around the track here. But, you know, don't worry about somebody, you know, Charles Weaver trying to reel him in. But it's, you know, no fear. You know, just kind of run your race, get your way up front, and you know, make it happen. Do what you need to do. But right now, Schartzer is leading them by just under half a second here, as they're trying to put some distance on each other. Kevin Davis back here battling back with Dean Reynolds. And Dean Reynolds in his 790 car trying to get it around. Seeing if he can go ahead and pinch Kevin Davis there up toward the top, as the 39's taking a peek there toward the inside. Final lap of this one. It looks like Schartzer is going to go ahead and bring home the Heat 1 win here, with Charles Weaver behind him, Nick Vickery third, and Kevin Davis. Oh, man, bumping and banging there toward the end. Kevin Davis fourth, Dean Reynolds fifth, Patrick Spangler in the 6th, and the last place. Boy, holy cow. All right. Boy, these guys are really picking up speed here out here on the track. So, now that we got Trading Paints fixed, so Magnum Race Design here, our second heat sponsor here. These guys will be happy that I'm showing off their iRacing wraps, their hero cards, logos, flyers, and their t-shirt designs, especially the ones on the side of these cars. They'll be happy to showcase their cars out here tonight. But man, really, let's go. You can go ahead and check them out through Facebook and Messenger. You know, these guys really pay attention to detail. They have competitive pricing, fast turnaround times. I mean, I know some paint guys take almost 3-4 weeks These guys are pretty fast, and and just make sure you check them out. Magnum Race Designs. They're on Facebook and Messenger. Once again, they are a proud sponsor of the 358 Modified division. So what you are seeing here, this is really their guys. They love these guys like nobody's business, man. They love these cars. So let's go ahead, get out front. Vitaly Pomerleau, front row. John Hine and Jeff Barker, second row. Jeff Sharp and Jeffrey Kemper, third row. And that leaves Sigel Cow here in the back.
Yeah, and keep in mind here, with the number of cars that we've got entered in here, number one, some guys are going to go home. They're not going to make the show. So the top 4 here will advance to the feature. So that 4th spot, that's a magical number to get yourself in, and you don't have to worry about running that con seat.
Oh, boy. That means you've got to pick up the pace there, John, as you are sitting in that third, fourth position. So you've got to watch it. I know Kemper had a good time during practice, but we'll have to see how he gets going. You're giving a good nudge there to Pomerleau of the 397. So off we go with the green flag waving. 513 of Jeff Barker taking a very aggressive line. As we see, looks like Pomerleau there on the outside, trying to work that outside line, trying to triangulate that turnaround. Michael Vitale there up in the front of his with his 213W machine. All right, around they go, and these guys are starting to single file a little bit. John Hine is the man in the cutoff spot. So Jeff Sharp, it is up to him in the 28 machine to see if he can go ahead and push his way around here in the second heat, but he does not have a lot of time. Only 6 laps to go, 5 when we get to the line. 71 machine of John Hine there up toward the top. And now, boy, look at that. Pomerleau going ahead and taking that bottom line, seeing if he can go ahead and slide up into the top position. He does, but can he hold off that turn? Well, no, he cannot. Vitale goes ahead and holds it right there. And Pomerleau now putting the pressure there toward the inside. Really, right now, Jeff Barker in the 513. This is a good time for him to go ahead and make that move. Keep Pomerleau higher than he wants to be and see if you can get a 2-for-1 deal. Move that 3 to the first position, but he gives it up right there as Pomerleau is still battling Vitale. Vitale holding steady there on the outside with only 3 to go. John Hine working now on the outside of the 513 of Jeff Barker. So Barker now may fall back here to the 4th position. So Pomerleau kind of landlocked here, has nowhere to go but up. He's trying to figure out how to get around Vitale, but Vitale's really pinching his corner exit here, and I think that's really what's changing the game. The 213 machine really playing a good job with his angle here. But under fire, let's go back here to the back a little bit. I want to look at John Hine where he is as you see Jeff Sharp in the 28 machine trying to get up front. This is the white flag. He's going to have a shot. Pomerleau goes ahead and conquers the first position. Vitale takes it back. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. All right, Vitale places first. Pomerleau second. Jeff Barker in the 513. John Hine survives. Jeff Sharp in the 5th. Kemper in the 5th position. It looked like Sigel Cow ended up in the end. Holy cow. All right. Yeah, you definitely see how these 358s set aside differently from the UMP division. These guys are really, really fast here. All right. So we are coming up on our 3rd heat here. And our 3rd heat, first one of the night, is going to be sponsored by the Salty Dogs Racing Team. These guys are composed of the most senior members of the Coast2Coast Racing League and have been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. Whenever 3 or more dogs are in a race, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. So if you see one of those guys with one of those dog bones, that is something one of those guys has gone ahead and placed high on their sheet. So let's go ahead and get to heat 3 here. Dean Meltzer here in the 49, Brandon Templeton in the 31 machine. Well, hopefully Brandon Templeton, he's still having flashbacks of landing on his side there. Joseph Grandy, UMP winner here tonight in the 518. Butch Baker in the 97. Bob DeGood in the 7. And Randy Shreves, he's there in the back. Sorry, he had a little bit of a hiccup there. In his 56 machine there on the inside. The ARB setup shop car looking good. Kind of like that gray, blue, and lime green look he's got there. All right, so let's go ahead and get these guys underway. As they are getting ready, heading down the backstretch into turn 3 here. Barney shaking out his hand, making sure he's not numb. Don't want to drop that green flag just yet. As he's getting ready to wind this up. Seeing a few little bumps there from that 49. And the green flag's out. Barney's got it waving, and away we go. Brandon Templeton makes a quick move there on the outside. Fortunately, didn't jump that line. And now has the first place position as the 49 is dialing back. Dean in the 49 having a little bit of trouble there, as it looks like Joseph Grandy definitely trying to impose his will here, John, pushing his way as he's up toward the front. As you can see, the 97 taking a peek there on the inside as well. The 518 and 49 make contact, and it looks like it pushes the 49 way higher than he wanted to be, but he gets that outside line speed, and he's able to retain third position. Oh, boy! He hits Joseph Grandy there, John, and really jams him, which now the 49 is falling back here, bud.
Yeah, it's close quarters racing there, and that contact opened the door for the 97 and Baker there on the inside of Grandy. I was finding that the middle line was quite fast in that last one. In fact, that's faster than the 3 guys in front of me. But just when you're all side by side, you got nowhere to go. But you know, that's what those guys in second place are. They're side by side. So if Metzler doesn't get it back together here, he's got to have nowhere to go to try to get back up towards there. But boy, what a battle for second we have here.
Yeah, I was going to say that battle you were talking about side by side, and side by side right now is Joseph Grandy and Butch Baker with only 3 to go here. They are above that cutoff line, but it's still a good battle to go ahead and make sure you place yourself well going into this feature. You know, last thing you want to do is be way far back in that pack trying to see if you can fight your way back toward the front. But the 97 of Butch Baker doing everything he can to see if he can get a leg up here on Joseph Grandy. But Grandy seems to have that favorable line, that middle of that track that John Hine up here in the booth was talking about. So it looks like Butch Barker may be kind of might have to settle for third here, which now means Shreves and is going to go ahead and land fourth. All right, so looks like our race winner here, Templeton, Grandy, Baker, top 3, Shreves fourth, Metzer there fifth, and DeGood in sixth. All right. Boy, this is shaping to be up some kind of race here, as we are going to our fourth heat. All right. And that fourth heat once again being brought to you by 21 Designs. They make wraps for all dirt track needs. In addition, they do those 1/18th scale RC wraps. They appreciate everyone's support out there, and is trusted doing their wraps and their paints. So check them out on Facebook at 21 iRacing Designs. All right, let's get to the lineup here. A lot of guys out here happy to show off their paint jobs now that we got trading paint squared away. Brian Lawson up here in the first position. Let's see if him or Malachi starting up here in the front row. Isaac Salas and Mike Brewer. Starting in the second row, Anthony Morano and Paul Thompson. There in the third and final row. A little small start up here for some of these guys. Not many cars on the track. It'll still be a good battle for a lot of these guys to go ahead and push their way up toward the front. Watching out there, you know, John, I'm keeping an eye out here for Isaac Salas here in the 05.
Yeah, Salas and the number 9 out there, both of those guys are well accomplished in these cars. But don't sleep on Malachi, though. There in that 13 on the front row. He can get her done, and he's in a good position to do it.
Dude, that's Malachi.
That's all right. I call him Malachi first month he was here, too. So
okay, man, Malachi. Man, I got to talk to you more often than that. As his 13 machine is there on the inside. So Isaac Salas, you know, ended up getting messed up, I believe, in the UMPs and then his number 5 car. But now he is going ahead and going to turn that around here for our fourth heat here in the 358 division. These guys are making a good move. Isaac Salas up into the second position, but he's got to take it away from Brian Lawson. And he does right there. A little slide job up in front of him. Quick block and a nudge. There we go. Definite contact there, as now you see Brian Lawson has fallen all the way back to the third position and now is trying to fight to keep in front of that cutoff. Boy, as we're getting 3 wide here going into turn 3 and out of 4. Definite stack up there, as it looks like Malachi Smith in the 13 survives the in the middle squeeze. Whoa! Man, there's Brewer there. That slide job up the center in that 39 machine really thread the needle there and up toward the back. That is definitely a dangerous move out of him, but he said, you know, he survives. No harm, no foul. Good check up there by Anthony Morano, not going ahead and clipping and sending him around for that move right there. You see Anthony Morano getting real hot there into the turn. So now Brian Lawson, you know, did lose the lead there, but now he's back into the second position, looking to go ahead and hold off Malachi Smith here in the 13. So we'll have to see if they can go ahead and keep calm and just finish this heat as they only have 2 to go. Not much longer for them as they're getting their way pushed toward the front. 13.
Yeah, and the number 9 there, Lawson does a good job. These things are the 358. They've got a big block version, which has got more power, so this is a complete momentum car, and he's really using that momentum on the top side to get himself back in a second there, that number 9 Lawson, and that's what you really want to do, and that's why I was hoping for that top to come in where you could just ride that momentum.
Whoa. And he just barely misses as Isaac Salas lets off way early. Lawson second. Malachi Smith places third. Holy cow. That was that was quick on that one.
Yeah, we instruct the drivers to kind of run it around to the back straightaway before you let off, just for that very reason, because our point system, if you get in the back of somebody and you get a 2X, which is an incident point here in iRacing, that deducts from your point total from the night. So that's how we encourage clean driving. If you want to run for points, you better keep your car clean, because every time you hit a wall or get into a wreck, that's deducting points off your total.
All right. Yeah, and that is not what you want to do, especially first race of the season here. We're going to go ahead, and I believe this is the consolation race.
Yes, and we're going to take 8 out of the 10, so just to keep that in mind.
Woo-hoo-hoo. So Gagnon and Sigelcow are definitely going to be in trouble here. They're going to be the ones kind of fighting for position. So let's go ahead and get our starting grid up here, where these guys end up for Heat 5 here. All right, looks like Dean Reynolds will start up front. Jeff Sharp, Meltzer there in the third. Morano fourth. Spangler fifth. Kemper sixth. DeGood seventh. Thompson eighth. Gagnon there in the ninth, and Sigelcow in the 10th. I'd like to see Sigelcow make it up there, but I hate to see any of these other guys not make it. This is going to be a definite battle for the front, and we'll have to see how this turns up. I mean, all these guys are really going to be fighting to get into the feature, and really, interesting to see how sought after the 358s are here, John.
Yeah, last season we had good crowds out here for it, and I'll tell you, if I'm in the top 8, and this is probably a conservative view, you can't win the main event tonight if you're not in it. So if I'm in that top 8, I'm at least top 7. I'm just trying to get through clean. If I'm in that 8th position, I probably want to move up, but obviously if you're on the outside looking in, hammer down, just like they are now with the green flag.
Alrighty, and here we go. So Dean Reynolds out front. Let's see if Sharp can go ahead and stay out there. Sharp, oh boy, contact there with the 49. 49 definitely making a bump around. So, man, best place to be is Dean Reynolds' shoes is kind of taking off here, because, man, it is starting to really dice up. Spangler there on the inside watching it happen right in front of him as the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper doing everything he can to, keep it clean there from the 39, making the slide moves there. He is. But looks like everybody's starting to calm down just a little bit and is really having to start to kind of pick them off here. So Paul Thompson and Sigelcow have really got to pick it up. Josh is now broken into the top 8 here in the 709 car.
Yeah, there was contact on the first lap between Sigelcow and Thompson, which really hurt them both. But now if you look at 7th and 8th, there's a pretty big gap here between that 8th place and that 9th place car. And, well, I tell you, if I'm in that 8th place car and I see that gap, I'm just running it clean to get through this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely running it clean, but it's somebody who just made a dangerous move there. It looked like Patrick Spangler had to straighten up there on 3 and 4. Looks like he got dug in a little too deep and almost shot himself into pits there. Got dangerously close. But yeah, looks like he straightens it up a little bit better there, as they are just nudging the outside of a 3-wide condition there with the 49 car of Metzer and Jeffrey Kemper up here toward the front. So Kemper now up into the 4th position. Boy,
yeah, keep in mind that the top 8, just not only do you transfer, but the more guys you do pass here, that's the further up in the field you're going to start in the A. So, who you pass here, you don't have to pass in the main, but, there's that risk and reward. But, a lot of people hear me say a lot, okay, are you going to put yourself in a bad position, risk getting turned around, and next thing you know, you're watching your buddies race for the main event.
Yeah, and you hate to do that. Make a good show up here, and then you just aren't able to squeeze in for the feature. But it does make for good competitive racing.
Yeah, and Spangler's got to be frustrated. He set quick time tonight, that 39 car, and he's here 5th in the B main here. And Patrick's used to running up front in almost anything he's in. So, I'm sure he's trying to get as far up as what he can here.
Yeah, definitely having to give it a shot and see if he can squeeze it. We got the white flag out here. B main, sponsored by Gambler Motorsports. out here on the track. Let's see if we can get it around. Oh, man. All right, so Dean Reynolds is going to bring home the checkered flag. Jeff Sharp, Morano goes ahead and gets it. But, yeah, looked like Spangler could not get Jeffrey Kemper as Kemper comes fourth, Spangler fifth, Metzer sixth, Gagnon seventh, and DeGood eighth. That puts Sigel Cow and I believe too fast. Those guys did not make it. I believe it was Johnson there in the back, I believe. Yeah, unfortunately did not make it there as we get here for the warm-up. Brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR regional short track champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So this is going to be fantastic. And, you know, really, if you... It's not that these guys don't know how to drive, but kind of not making the feature and cut off is kind of a bummer. And you hate to see it, but, you know, there are ways that you guys can figure out a way to get into it. And one of those things is the Coast2Coast Racing School. You guys do have league top drivers here volunteer to help league drivers improve their driving skills free of charge. They'll be offering various skill sets such as qualifying driving lines, driver awareness, and setup device. So if you do sign up and sponsor with these guys, you can go to c2crl.com and schedule a session. A lot of guys are out there, you know, happy to teach you out there. I'm sure Vickery would be a good one to talk to. John Hine here, he'd be a good one to talk to, especially with as much speed as these guys are able to put down out here on the track. As we are going ahead and wrapping up our warm-up here, we're only about a minute and a half. Appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. I know I'm out there on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, but I'm also out there on the Coast2Coast Racing Network as well, bringing it to you out there. But, man, guys, go ahead, subscribe, like, follow us, man. You can find me anywhere here at SimTraX Broadcasting out there. Going ahead and really giving it to you guys. I'll do dirt racing here. We do asphalt. Man, we're going to be bringing up actually here, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, a new Graceland Shootout Series is what I'll be running there. Those guys will be running the super late models on the asphalt, a couple of short tracks for those guys, and really it's a great, sorry about that, because somebody got getting wrapped up into the turn there, as those guys will be running great races out there, and I hope you can tune in, and you'll be able to find them on their Facebook as well. So that is going to be a fantastic run for SimTraX Broadcasting to start. You'll be able to find them starting the 24th here of September. All right. John, you were out there on the track, man, so really let's go ahead and get this one started for our starting grid out here. These guys are lined up, ready to go. So let's go start with Corey Schartzer and Vitali up here in the front. I bet you they're happy to see the rest of the field behind them. As we get going here, Brandon Templeton in the 31, Salas in the 4th position. Charles Weaver 5th, Pomerleau 6th, Grandy in the 7th position, Brian Lawson in the 9 car starting 8th, Vickery 00 in the 9th, and Jeff Barker in the 10th position, Butch Baker in the 11th, and Malachi Smith in the 12th. See, I remembered that time, Malachi. No fear on that one. All right, we got that 12th, so that puts Kevin Davis in the 13th. John, you are starting 14th. Got a lot of work to do for out of you. Randy Shreves 15th, Brewer 16th. Dean Reynolds will be in the 17th position. We'll have to see if he can get his way back up toward the front. In the 17th position, followed by Jeff Sharp. And that'll put Anthony Morano in the 19th, Jeffrey Kemper 20th, Spangler in the 21st. Really fast, but hard to see him starting so far in the back. So I'll bring Dan Meltzer there in the 22nd position, Gagnon 23rd, Bob DeGood 24th. And that is going to round out our field here. 24 drivers out here at Lanier Speedway. They have 30 laps to get it done. A lot of guys super excited about this. No issues out here on the track. Take a little peek at our weather here. 69 degrees still on the track with an 81 degree temperature in the air as we are under green. So here we go. These guys are taking away Michael Vitale. Going to have to figure out how to compete on that outside line. They're in the 213 car. We'll have to see how he gets rotated around. On that high line, we'll have to see if it pulls around, but a lot of guys battling, mashing up in there in the back, especially around Nick Vickery. Nick Vickery in the 00 car, he's definitely feeling the pressure, but now he's got some room. We're getting away from Butch Baker in the 97, so now who's got to deal with the 97 is Brian Lawson. Brian Lawson there on the outside lines. We got a 4-wide condition even in front of him. Alex Pomerleau getting in the middle of that one as they kind of squeeze coming out of turn 4 there. John Hine trying to stay safe here in the back, but he's falling back to the 15th position, but he's got a lot of work to do. We still got a lot of laps. I definitely expect to see a caution. These guys are great drivers, but everybody slips up once in a while. We'll have to see who and when will it happen. As the 511 is now under fire here by Alex Pomerleau. 4 wide again. It looks like we got it up here in the front, kind of battling for kind of the 4th through 7th position here. Definitely good battle there. The 6 car of Corey Schartzer falling back 4 positions from out of the lead into the 5th. Going to have to kind of contend to figure if he can change his line and get his way up front, as Vitali is now pulling away with the lead on this one. Templeton close in tow, trying to keep up with him there up toward the front. Let's rotate up to Brandon Templeton, seeing if he's getting a good race line out of him here as he's on the inside, and we're under caution. There it is.
Yeah, it looked like Nick Vickery got upside down. I don't know if he caught that opening back there, but boy, he went for a ride.
All right, we're going to take a quick look here at Nick Vickery here in the 00. As he got turned around here, let's get it up and close. Oh. Yeah, on the outside of that 511 car. All right, let me see if I can... Boy, yeah, he is just getting spun around like a top there. Oh, lands back on his wheels and... Oof. Into the fence. Yeah, he sustained some heavy damage on that one. Let's see if we can go ahead and get another angle of this one. All right, let's see if we can get another good angle here. Make sure and see if there was any contact right before it kind of unfolded here. Caution, replay here. Let's get it going. Him and the 511. Looks like, yeah, there may have been contact right there. Boom. Yeah, there just wasn't enough room. Lawson kind of clips him right there, sends him on around, and then that was it.
Those two had contact in their heat race, too.
All right. I don't know about you, but I love seeing a good rivalry start to brew up here. All right, we are back under green. That was fast. All right, here we go. Brandon Templeton up here in the front as these guys are already smashing each other to pieces here toward the back. Let's rotate here, looking at the number 9 of Brian Lawson, watching the 97 of John Hine there on the bottom. John Hine definitely got a good turnout for that caution there as he's moved himself up to the 9th, 10th position as he's battling around there. Starting the accordion effect down there toward the back. These guys are going to have to contend with a lot of different cars out there. I believe Vickery is out of the race. I believe he has gone ahead and taken that one back to the garage, so he may be totaled out of this one. Sorry to see that out of the 00 for Nick Vickery. He'll have to see what he can do in those Pro Late models. But right now, 3:58 at Lanier. 21 laps to go. Here we go. So, boy, that 21 is that Kevin Davis getting smashed up in a forward-wide position here, having to change his race line to see if he can kind of triangulate and get out of it. As the 13 definitely shuts the door on him and now pushes him farther up, which now sends the 39 of Mike Brewer into the stands. All right, definitely these guys are starting to run out of room. Definitely piling up. Look at all these paint designs. Different. Every one of them is different. Looking good. Anthony Morano back here in the 16th position. Looks like he's running. I see a dubby face, I believe, on the side of his car. Yes, he does. All right, and we mentioned Dubby Energy Drinks. Don't forget, you can check them out. Use SimTraX as a coupon code and go ahead and get that ordered up for you guys. Remember, limited supply on a lot of their stuff. So it must be good as everybody's kind of scooping it up. But what I see is really good right now is Malachi Smith in the 013 here. Definitely keeping a good line there off the 021 of Kevin Davis. So the 56 of Randy Shreves now watching everybody on the top line, taking off from him. And Shreves is now dancing back, trying to figure out how we can get on a new race line and get his way up front. But I want to kind of take a peek here at John Hine in the 71. But right as I say that, it looks like Jeffrey Kemper has sent it around and brought out our next caution. Let's get to this one quick, but because these guys move quick. Let's see what Jeffrey Kemper has to allow here in the 181 here. Oh boy, slide job going wrong. Boy, he's not going to be happy about that. I believe Dean Reynolds in the 790 kind of slid up and clipped the front end of that 181. We'll kind of take another look real close at him, see if I can get a little bit different angle. It doesn't look like too much damage to his car, so he should be able to survive this one. All right. And these guys waste no time getting back under green. Now, right now, Corey Schartzer falling back here a good little bit, about 7 positions back from where he started. 6 positions back from where he started. Salas has taken the lead, very fast car out of him. Vitale has lost the lead to him, but we'll have to see on this restart as the pace car lights are out. Man, this is a heck of a battle out here, John. Really, you're kind of seeing different kind of rounds of what these guys are doing. Really different lines, and as the track is starting to break down and reaching that halfway point, we're noticing that lower line just isn't working, and everyone's starting to slide up. Kind of that middle high line is starting to work. Isaac Salas taking us to our next green flag, and it already starts a 3-wide shot right there toward the back. Brandon Templeton not happy about seeing that in his 31 car. As that thing went 3 wide, Pomerleau now connects with him and shoves that 31 hard into the turn. So Pomerleau definitely, starting to set the pace. Not liking how Brandon Templeton there is starting to slow down a little bit. And following behind him is our John Hine in the 71 car behind Pomerleau. So definitely got to watch out, make sure there's no trouble brewing in front of them. Speaking of Brewer, Mike Brewer back here in the 039 is in the 9th position. He's up 7 positions. He's making good moves, trying to stay out of trouble the best that he can. But right now, he's got Butch Baker in his sights, but we are back under caution. It looks like a bunch of cars may have gotten tangled up in this one. And John, you guys here in the dirt, you guys are fast, man. Definitely fast. It looks like Dean Reynolds is showing Dean Reynolds and Kevin Davis may be up in this one. Let's go ahead and take a replay here of what's going on. Wow, 5 wide right there. And it crunches up there right toward the beginning.
Yeah, 5 wide? Well, I'll tell you from being out here, 5 wide's not working anywhere. So I don't know how close it was to them making it, but boy, that's ambitious.
Yeah, that was a smash up there. Let's go ahead and get another replay here up farther in the field and kind of see where that 79 ended up being. See the 13 car, Malachi here, and let's see if we can get a better angle. If 32 fires it in on the 21, 56 tries. Wow, look at just that gaggle of cars back here. Everybody kind of smashed up. 6 hits the wall. Oh, that's what happens. The 6 hit the wall. And when the 6 hit the wall, it just started the accordion effect down toward the back here. 56 rides up. Oh, no. And these guys just start kind of mashing each other to pieces here toward the back. Corey Schartzer having a lot of trouble here tonight. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing back live. We're back under green flag. Not a lot of time. These guys don't waste any time at all. So Isaac Salas happy about that as he's moving his way out in the front, trying to see if he can put a little bit of distance here on Joseph Grandy. So here we go. Charles Weaver and Michael Vitale here back in the 213. Brandon Templeton trying to see if he can make a move, but he has Alex Pomerleau to deal with. Pomerleau boxes him out and now moves Templeton back to the 6th position. Brandon Templeton falling back 4 places now. John Hine is now battling him there on the outside line. So we see the outside line starting to form up. As the 71 car, watch him there on the outside. Got that backstretch speed, and away he goes. So not much for them on the turn, but man is working on that fire out. As long as they can keep that lane clear, John is able to go ahead and pass him right there. So Vitale here in the 4th position. It looks like everybody has calmed down first top 5 here. They are starting to separate a little bit here, see if anybody's going to have a little battle. The only battle right now, John Hine and Templeton. These guys are fighting kind of back and forth. Jeff Barker back here in the 513. He's staying nice and calm. No issues around him so far. See how Malachi's doing after that last kind of tangle up. He is now looking at the 6 car. Corey Schartzer below him. And so, definitely when you see one person get tied up, you get nervous about other guys getting, smacked around there a little bit there toward the bottom. 39 of Patrick Spangler working there on the inside. He's up to the 16th position. So he's still got a lot of work to do out of his 39 car, but he's only got 7 to go. So he can't waste any time. He's got to get it done now, working his way toward the front. Mike Brewer here in the 39 machine fighting with Butch Baker still. These guys have been fighting each other for about 6-8 laps now, trying to see if they can, one can outsmart the other, one kind of overtakes, and then the next lap the other one overtakes. So the 2 of these guys really trying to put the heat onto each other in the front. So Isaac Salas still leading the race. Grandy, Weaver, Vitale, and Pomerleau are your top 5 right now. I'm not seeing much of a battle out of any of these guys, kind of keeping it nice and easy. But Pomerleau now starting to turn it on, 5 to go, trying to put the 213 Michael Vitale behind him as he's trying to get a quick angle here, seeing if he can get anything. You see John Hine up there toward the top, seeing if he can go ahead and get any speed there on that top 5. And you do see that high line starting to form up a little bit here. We'll have to see if that works out for him. A lot of speed here out of these cars. Joseph Grandi, he's trying to see if he can get anything on Isaac Salas with 3 to go here. A lot of cars moving. Brewer up 7 positions. John Hine up 8 positions. Starting to fight there back with John Templeton again. As Templeton's working that inside line with the 31 and now is starting to connect with Pomerleau. Good job by the 31, not boxing out John Hine here, who almost drops it off the top shelf there with the right rear tire. So obviously, with this race winding down, they are starting to push it just a little more. White flag is out. Barney's ready to go ahead and put that one away. Get the checker flag out as Isaac Salas is trying to bring it home. All right, Isaac Salas only has 2 turns to hold off Joseph Grandi here in the 518. And we'll see if he can get it done. Grandi does not have it. So Isaac Salas first. Grandi second. Weaver third. Vitale fourth. Pomerleau fifth. Hines sixth. Templeton in 7th, Butch Baker with Brewer behind him, 8-9, and Lawson rounds out our top 10 here. Holy cow. Jeff Barker, Jeff Sharp, 11 and 12, Randy Shreves in the 13th, Malachi Smith 14th, Patrick Spangler up 6 positions, but man, talk about a tough break for Corey Schartzer in the 6th, landing in the 16th position, back 15 spots from where he started. So really not a good one for him, but he can still try again here in the next series. Kevin Davis, 17th position for him. Jeffrey Kemper, 18th, was able to go ahead and squeeze that B main and get into here, into this race in the 18th position. Metzer there in the 19th. Dean Reynolds, 20th. Gagnon, 21st. Bob DeGood. Nick Vickery, unfortunately, got bent up in the 23rd position and finishing out with Anthony Morano. A lot of guys out there putting on a good show for us. They were able to go ahead and kind of collect up and get back forward, but we'll go ahead and have to roll back and see our top 3 here, John. These guys are having a heck of a blast from the past. I'm sure somebody who's happy to be out there is Joseph Grandi getting another podium finish. Isaac Salas, he's got to be feeling good about this, getting his way out front. But, Charles Weaver, definitely an upset for him. He was able to get 2 spots and get a podium finish here tonight.
Yeah, that was pretty intense racing there. Track gave us a couple of options. You could run top, you could run the bottom there, and they looked pretty even from my standpoint. I had to give a little probably going in, but boy, I tell you, the runs that you got up top coming out evened it out. So I hope that was a good show for everybody. It sure, at least from the seat, sure looked like a lot of fun. We got cars all over the track and fun stuff.
All right, and we are going to go ahead and rope in our 3rd place finish here of Charles Weaver in the 511 car. Charles Weaver, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Yes, I do, guys.
Dude, all right. Tell me about that race, because I know it was definitely wild in the backfield. Fortunately, you were up here mostly top 5 all night and secure a 3rd place finish. How was it up here in the top 5?
It definitely wasn't easy getting there to begin with. I think I started back on row 4 or 5 or something like that, and I had to drive hard, and I knew, at first I thought the top line was, because usually at this track the top line is usually the fastest, but once I saw my teammate Isaac going down to the bottom, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to get down there and follow him and see how many I can pick off. And then I realized, like, holy shit, I'm in 3rd place right now. Wow, okay, this is. And then I was trying to catch him and Grandi, try to get Team Venom 1-2, but I couldn't get the car rotated in the corner. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, still a great job by you here today. Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning really loves being able to go ahead and put these guys, see you guys go ahead and, get their way up front. Really, is there anything you could have done to really run down Grandi here to go ahead and get a 2nd position, if not Salas there, for the win here tonight?
With how slick the track was, I was noticing, toward the end of the race, like, we were all, like, 1, 2, and 3, even though they had pulled the gap, but I wasn't really gaining any ground on them. And I was trying really everything, really a lot of throttle control, wasn't getting on the brakes at all. I was trying to drive it in as straight as I possibly could just to, get a really good corner, and I could not chase him down. I think the last lap I gained a little bit, but it wasn't enough.
All right, man. Well, we are looking at the Chip Bangers Racing Pro Late Model Series, staying at the same track. Are we going to find you there, bud?
Maybe. To be quite honest, I've never actually raced the super late models or the late models in general, to be quite honest. So I'm gonna pop in there for practice and see where I stand. And if it's like in the bottom of the pack, I'm just gonna back out because I don't wanna wreck anyone. And I know during a heat race, there's been netcode issue between me and Vickery, and I was like, you can ask anyone in my team Discord. I was cursing, like that pissed me off because I don't race people like that. And then again, me and Vic got caught up, but I got kind of like pushed up the track a little bit into him. So, but that's part of racing, you know.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Yeah, I don't like racing like that. I really don't. Like, I try to race everyone as clean as I possibly can.
All right, well, racing everybody as clean as you possibly can. We did see a little bumping and banging out of you, but still, rubbing is racing. It's going to happen as long as you don't, total people out. But here you are in the third place finish here at Lanier Speedway, man. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's go ahead and see if we can get you practicing out there where you feel a lot more comfortable in that Pro Late model.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone on Venom Racing and everyone who actually hangs out in Venom Racing. There's more than just, it's just more than just Venom. And congrats to Isaac and on getting the win, and Grandy on getting second. And you guys, I went back and watched the stream. You guys do a phenomenal job with the broadcast. I was like, wow, this is really dope. It feels good to be part of something that's organized, and I wouldn't want to race in any other league besides Coast to Coast. It's a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, man. Appreciate you and everything you got to say, man. We try to do our best up here in the booth, man, but you do your best out there on the track, and we'll see you in the next series, man.
Yeah, I tried my best. I try to put it on a show for the fans. For me, that's what it's all about. Whether I win or lose, if I finish first or finish dead last, I just want to put on a show for the fans. That's what I care about.
All right, Charles Weaver in the 5'11", third place finish tonight, bud. Great job.
Thank you, man.
All right, and I think it's your turn, John. I think you should have a little chat with Joseph Grandy here. Let's see, we've got Joseph Grandy in the booth. Got a copy on us here, bud?
I do, yes.
All right, man. John's got a bunch of questions for you as he was trying to see if he could run you down here toward the end of the race.
Hey, you're 2 for 2 on the podium here tonight. Did you transfer anything from the UMP over to the big block?
358s are my favorite thing to drive, and I knew that I do like a mini slider line, and it seems to be the quickest way around that track for majority of the race when it's beat up.
Well, I tell you, you had a good run there for second. What did you need more to maybe track down Isaac there and take the win here?
I needed him to mess up. So that was really about all I could wish for. So.
Well,
tracks like that.
Are you gonna suit up and run the late models next?
Yeah, I'll try them out. I'm not good at them, but I'll go for it.
This is your chance at a 3 for 3, bud.
We'll see. Hopefully.
All right. Hey, trust me, we'll have eyeballs on you for that sweep. Great job there, Joseph. Hey, you have any other shout-outs you want to give us since you kind of had a few there on the last one?
Yeah, just everyone who gets us together to get the broadcast going and makes the league go. I appreciate it a lot.
All right. Fantastic job there, Joseph. 5:18 landing in the second place. Great job, bud, and we'll see you in the next round. All right. And that is going to go ahead and do it for him, which now brings us straight to our race winner, Isaac Salas here. Really, that dude was on a tear in that 5 machine. Super fast car out there of Isaac Salas. Isaac, I know you got a copy on me here, bud. Man, go ahead and walk me through what it takes to get around this track as fast as you did here tonight.
Yeah, man, it was low-key. It was kind of a battle, to be honest with you. It was quite a. There's a lot left on the bottom that nobody kind of up there wanted to run. So once I got a fortunate caution that got me in front of Templeton, and he was the only other one that was truly trying to run the bottom. And once I didn't have to contend with him, it was just set sail and try to hit my marks every lap, and hopefully it was gonna be there at the end, and luckily we pulled it on out.
All right, man, dude, that was awesome out of you. I know we're kind of a couple tangle-ups here and there. I've seen you in a couple series, especially even in the fun races that we had last week. But now the points matter and where you place matter. So this is it. And you go ahead and start the season in the 358s with a win. I mean, this has got to take a lot of pressure off your chest. A huge weight has been lifted as you're going to go ahead and sling into this with a race win.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a definite moment there between that UMP race and that 358 race where I just put my game face on and I was like, all right, well, better hit it hard. And I came into practice and I think I was the only one in the 13.9s because of that. And I was like, I'm dialed in. We got this. So just trying to, keep on the momentum of the last 2 seasons. A championship and then a second. So we're gonna try to get back into championship form right away off the start of the season here.
All right, yeah, and definitely Lanier Speedway is not somewhere you want to fall off the table. Is a good place to win. A lot of drivers started out here, and it's a good way to get it started. But man, really, we got the pro late models next. You're gonna keep your game face on and run those tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I told myself I gotta start practicing other cars. So I've been doing other cars, UMPs, sprints, and now we're going to actually try to contend with late models this season. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm probably not going to be near the form that I am in these bad boys, but you know what? I'll take it. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, definitely a heavier car from these 358s here, or even the midgets, that I've seen run. It's going to be a different beast all in itself. Just a lot more weight to try to figure out how to sling around through those turns. But Isaac, well, let's go ahead and get you out there practicing, bud, and give me your shout-outs here, and let's get it going.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, huge shout-out to everyone over at Venom Racing. Good job to Charlie over here. Finally got to get him off of taking that break, and he gets a podium with me right off the bat. So that's awesome, man. I'd have to thank Coast to Coast, all the admins, everything. There's a lot of background that a lot of people don't get to see just watching the broadcast. So thank you guys. Mission 22. I know Joe Halter's a big fan, big supporter of him, and if he is, then I am. So that's awesome, man. Dean, Super DIRTcar Series, thank you guys. I love the paint scheme. I still do. I think we're 2 seasons in, and I'm still a freaking sucker for this thing. Yeah, and then everyone came watched you guys for the broadcast. I'm excited to come. I'm really excited to watch the broadcast, to be honest with you. But yeah, everyone that just makes it a fun little thing to do on Thursdays.
All right. Fantastic job there, Isaac. If you tune back in the broadcast, you'll hear me running out of breath up here as the battles in the back were getting pretty wild there, bud. But yeah, great job here tonight. Race win to start out the season, and let's get you in those late models, bud.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right, and there is Isaac there. Race winner here tonight. Fantastic job out of him. Up next, Chip Bangers Racing is sponsoring the Pro Late Model Series. That is coming up. Everybody's getting suited up, putting these cars back in the trailer, going ahead and getting those Pro Late Models out and getting those things squared away and really starting to lay down the track. You've seen the UMPs here tonight. You've seen the Super DIRTcar Series 358s. And so this track is definitely going to have a different feel to it, especially getting a heavier car with these lines slicked up here pretty good. John will be joining me over there as well. Super excited to have him along with me here tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we'll get you the Pro Late Model Series.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte, and the DIRTtrack Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, pro late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. a joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and DIRTcar Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
In our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
The 50th Napa Super Dirt Week, October 3rd through the 9th. Racing, music, camping, and more. It's the 50th running of racing's biggest party, October 3rd through the 9th at Oswego Speedway. Don't miss the superstars of DIRTcar racing go wheel to wheel. Then stay for the live music and entertainment. Get your tickets now at superdirtweek.com or call 844-DIRT-TIX. Be there.
All right, everybody, and we are back here for the final series tonight for the Chip Bangers Racing Pro Late Model Series. This is going to be a great run for these guys here tonight for the Thursday Night Thunder. This will be the finale here. There seems to be two different classes here tonight for these late models. I believe there's pro late models and the option of a super late model. And kind of here to break that down is John Hine in the 71. John, really, what does this mean for some of these drivers out here?
Well, the difference between the two, they're both the same exact car. You know, tires, suspension, everything else. The difference is the super late model turns about 800 horses. The pro late model turns about 400 horses. And yeah, big speed difference. On a bull ring like this, it's not going to be a big difference between the two because, like, for instance, I'm in a super and I'm not full throttle until almost the end of the straightaway, where the super or the pro guys, they don't have to worry about wheel spin. So they can be hammered down and be full throttle, maybe coming up out of the corner. So, you know, if we're on a bigger track, let's say like an Eldora, oh yeah, you'll notice the guys in the pros getting left behind. But here, this should be a pretty even fight here.
All right, here, yeah, and definitely you guys would. Yeah, here it is. It's going to be interesting, you know, because that would be the thing I would question, you know, is throttle control. You know, as you having so much power that, you know, now you've got to be super careful because, you know, you don't want to loop this thing around so soon.
Yeah, and that'd be a reason why some guys will probably choose the pro. And next week it'll be all pros. We ran this as a multi-class. People like guys choose between the supers and the pros, and I'm gonna bet whoever set this up did the same thing as what we did last year. And next season we'll all be in next race we'll all be in the pros.
All righty, and we're gonna go ahead and these guys are gonna start qualifying here in just a little bit. We'll kind of get a good time what these guys can go ahead and get. All right, race information. Let's go ahead and get her done. Track temperature has gone ahead and picked up a couple degrees from what we saw in those 358s, from 69 degrees to 71. That's going to work out well. Humidity's picked up a little bit there at 53. Yeah, not much on the air temperature change. So a lot of these guys, you know, it's going to be interesting to see a lot of speed from these cars and what they can and cannot do for practice. I mean, just let's go ahead and rotate to some of these practice results that you see here. Not a huge turnout tonight, and have no fear. These guys do, you know, some people may be a little gun shy here of the fast cars, but no fear, you know, being able to throw these things around. I know everybody wants to give a good shot here. Andy Piercefield. So, John, you should be happy you got a guy out there with you. You know, somebody you're used to racing with out there. Ouch. This looks like a 518. Joseph Grandy just really slammed the wall there. That's going to kind of be a bummer for his qualified time.
Yeah, and I chose the wrong line. I should have went down against the wall, and I didn't. That's going to cost me, but that's all right. We'll do. But I know the small car count. I know some guys. I know one guy is on vacation. I know one yahoo that's at home watching the Chiefs game on Amazon tonight. So he thinks that watching Patrick Mahomes is more important than racing, and I'll work on him to get his priorities straight. So.
Yeah, no kidding. What in the world is he thinking?
I don't know. It's that Spees character, and we'll get him ironed out.
Let me tell you right now, racing doesn't have a replay. You can go back and watch football. Holy cow!
Yeah, I don't know if Amazon does either. Now that you say that, because it's streaming tonight. You know, last season I think Thursday night was on the NFL Network and Fox, I think, but. Yeah, to watch it tonight, you have to have Amazon Prime to see it. I think.
Oh, come on, man! But where are the old TiVos? Come on, man!
I know. I'm just, you know, that'll be interesting. I can't wait to see the numbers on it. Actually, to see what kind of viewership they get tonight.
Yeah. All right. So right now, Vickery, Aiden Young, Jeff Sharp, Grandy, and Dickens are the fastest ones in qualifying. Kemper, Salas, John Hine in 8th, Andy Piercefield in 9th, and Randy Shreves 10th. Jeff Barker in the 11th, and Kevin Davis has not come out here yet in the 021. So
yeah, I think he disconnected. He looked like when he came out on the track. it looked like, I think maybe the best way I can put it is it looked like the late models might not have been for him.
That's okay.
Yeah, it looked like he was struggling a little bit and probably didn't want to cause a problem. But if I know Kevin, I'm sure that he'll go practice some and probably be back with us here before too long.
Yeah, I don't see why not. And really, you got to take your hats off to guys like that. If you don't feel confident, don't ruin somebody's race. Some people just get a bite of a little more than they can chew, and it causes problems in the race. But really, the only you got to really appreciate that. I'd rather you not race in practice or go to that C2C racing school and try it there than try to guys who are trying to contend here for some points and folding them all to pieces.
Absolutely, 100% here. And the cool thing is you could even come out here and tag the back. You're going to be able to make all the races. You can look at the car count and say, okay, I'm going to hang back and just try to get some laps in here. And we don't mind that either. So I'd encourage anybody that's watching that if you're in C2C and not out here, come on out, hang out, and next week we won't be giving you a choice of the supers. Everybody will be back in the pros. a little less power. So guys like me and Vickery and a few other guys that really like the supers, we're going to get knocked back down to earth, I think.
All right. Well, the guys that are down on earth, Isaac Salas from his last win here, up in the first position on Heat 1, Brian Dickens second, Jeff Sharp third, Nick Vickery, he's looking to turn around his bad luck so far. In the 00, starting fourth, Andy Piercefield fifth, and Barker in the sixth position as we get ready to take off on this one. These guys are going to have a good shootout here, I hope, with only about 7-8 laps here in the heat. That heat being brought to you by Langton Mechanical. These guys definitely back everything they do via heating, air conditioning, sales, maintenance, and all their work. And away we go. So Salas getting a good move there. He said he was a little nervous about these Pro Late models, but boy, from the way he's driving right now here, John, he is, look at the confidence. Look at it, he's just pulling away. Great move there.
My VR crashed again.
Oh no. Get it fixed because you're up next, I'm sure. All right, Brian Dickens there racing on the inside there, 122 of Nick Vickery. Brian Dickens in the 122, Nick Vickery just sitting there battling him in the 00. So that 28 machine taking a little peek. Jeff Sharp right there. I do not believe anybody will be cut off tonight. There are only about 12 guys out here for tonight, so there will be no cutoff. These guys will be racing for starting position in the feature. So right now, the 28 of Jeff Sharp is the one man looking to see if he can move up and get a better shot for that angle there on the feature, and that's really a good way to be. Some people just kind of putt around, get a good feel for how it feels like somebody out there in a heat, but no, it looks like Jeff Sharp is really trying to put the pressure on the 122 of Brian Dickens. Nick Vickery has a solid line right there. He's running pretty well, fastest guy last lap. But as the fastest guy right now, is back here with Jeff Barker running a really good lap. We're over the 13:75, so he's going to have to pick up a little bit of pace here to get up front as Barker's there in the back. 2 to go here left in this heat. Boy, yeah, especially with the way we talked to Salas there in the 358s. Here he is just absolutely cruising around the track. No problems. Half a second lead there on Vickery, and really, it just seems to be kind of coming to him right now. Game face is on, so all I'm going to ask him is, man, what a fast time. Fast time. So Salas, Vickery, Dickens, top three. Jeff Sharp, Piercefield in the fifth, and Jeff Barker in the sixth position in his 5:13. Super fast. All right, which will bring up our second heat. And our second heat being done by Magnum Race Designs. Don't forget to check those guys out. A lot of these guys you see out here with these cool race designs and these wraps may be done by Magnum Race Designs. I'm sure some of them, they will be sponsored on the side of the car when you see them. So I know these guys are definitely happy to go ahead and show them out here. John Hine, we're kind of hoping his VR can re-kick off here as he's got a little bit of time.
Almost loaded back in. We'll see here.
All right.
75% in.
All right. That is okay. Still has a chance. Oh, John Hine may be starting up front. We'll see if he can get going. Jeffrey Kemper in the second position. Joseph Grandy starting in the 518 machine. Let's see if we can get a little better shot of these guys. Here we go. Aiden Young in the 69 machine. Randy Shreves in the 56. And we probably said Kevin Davis is going ahead and kick out of this one. Did John Hine make it? Shows his car on the track, so we'll see if he can survive.
With 2 seconds left.
Holy cow. Clutch. Very clutch there, bud. All right. Looking good. Try to get a couple of these other guys getting some good shots of the Mean Green Machine in the 181. All right. Man, everybody looking good for this second heat. Glad you guys are joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, man. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. You'll be able to find me anywhere. Looking to pick up extra contracts here and there for sure. But here you are with me at the Coast2Coast Racing Network and their Racing League here that these guys are running here tonight. Normally you see me on Tuesdays. I'm actually covering for Marty this go-round. You will normally see him here, but we're covering here with John Hine. Fantastic job. Appreciate you being up in the booth here with me tonight, bud.
Thanks. No, thanks for putting up with me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's good to know because, man, Super and Pro, I had no idea. I would just assume bigger engine, and I was right, but I had no idea on the size. But right now, size will matter to you as here we go. You are taking off under green flag. John Hine up there in the lead, 181 of Jeffrey Kemper there. Doing a lot better job here in his Pro Late model. Getting around the track here as he was back there in the 358s. He had a little trouble, kind of had to battle in for the feature. As we get going around 518 to Joseph Grandy now moves up into the second position. So now he is getting a good shot. That is going to help him in the feature. But somebody back here, Randy Shreves, having a heck of a time trying to battle it out there with the 69 car of Aiden Young. Aiden Young, I've seen him race before really fast in the midgets. Getting around there, and yeah, a couple of these guys do race the 410s. But now we're getting into the big block cars and starting to get our way around with Jeffrey Kemper here in the 181. Kind of sticking that top line, kind of following how John Hine is doing it. Everybody else trying a little bit different on that low side. Interesting to see how the track is kind of forming up and shaping up, seeing how it is going to wear down. 56 definitely made a little bit of contact there with Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. High line is not working real well here for Jeffrey Kemper. He's now slid back to the 5th position there. Randy Shreves in the 56. Definitely taking a shot there, seeing if he can work his way up front. And we'll see. Looks like Joseph Grandy is going to see if he can take a peek, using that inside line still. So John Hine showing how that high line is working, keeping up a lot of speed in that 71 machine. And he's going to hold him off as he's coming up to the white flag here at the Heat 2 race, Magnum Race Designs. We'll see if 518 of Joseph Grandy, if he's going to be under fire by Randy Shreves, who's all of a sudden picked up a boatload of speed here, as he has the 69 of Aiden Young on the inside of him. So the shootout here for a 3rd position is over. Randy Shreves goes ahead and gets it. Hine, Grady, Shreves, Young, Kemper, go ahead and get out your top 5 here, and we're going to go ahead and get a warm-up here, John. Really, dude, that was a shootout.
Yeah, not a bad way to start the late model race here. So we'll see what happens here. Kind of like where I was at, and hopefully it goes higher up, and that's where the dominant line is.
All right, yeah, and that high line seemed to be working for a couple of those drivers, but it didn't work out too good there for I believe it was Kemper there, was kind of falling back there a little bit, unfortunately. But that's all right, you know, the track is going to shape up. We're going to have 30 laps to make it happen. Out there in the chat, Robert, appreciate you. Robert Lynch, I appreciate you joining me here tonight. Go ahead and light me up in the chat. I do see you guys making adjustments every day, trying to make this thing better and better for you each time. As we're kind of looking at a little bit of a scenic route there, everybody kind of getting a good move around, seeing how this track feel to these guys, seeing how it's breaking down, how close they get there. Also driving by a lot of these drivers out there. So yeah, we'll have to see
these things are a definite handful compared to the other cars. That's also why you see a little bit lower car count. These things are not for the faint at heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, and definitely with just so much power and being able to, you know, kind of choose your line and where you think about being, and it's interesting to see, you know, a lot of these guys just seem unsure, you know, they seem unsure what's to come, what's happening. Yeah, this warm up here, man, boy, look at how you guys are scuffing that track. It's really starting to lose that middle line with as much as they're moving around here.
Man, that VR keeps going out. This is not a good thing for me.
No, it is not. And this will actually be the second time this week here, bud. I have to figure out what is going on. What's going on? Is that thing not charging up for you?
I'm starting to wonder if it's not something to do with the update.
Well, I definitely hope not. All right, man. You got 45 seconds to get that thing reset here. Hate to put the pressure on you there, bud, but I figure a quality countdown for you would be some assistance. See if we can get that 71 car back out on the track. Definitely could use the car count. You know, we're super fast there in that Heat 2 race. So I'm really interested to see if we can go ahead and get a win out of you here in the Pro and Super Late Models here.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to make it. It's, man, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no. Save it. Save it. Get it.
Yeah, and you hate to throw away a front row starting spot.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, warm-up is complete. These guys are going to go ahead and get gridding up here. Hopefully I don't break your heart if we do grid here and you are up in the front, man. That's going to... Oh, boy. And just as I say that. All right. Go ahead and get in our grid here tonight. Isaac Salas, John Hine up in the front row. Hopefully John can kind of bang on that VR, get her ready. Nick Vickery in the third. Joseph Grandy fourth. Dickens fifth. Randy Shreves in the sixth. Sharp and Aiden Young in the eighth position. Going to go ahead and start out, I believe, in our fourth row here for the 69 car. Piercefield in the 9th. Kemper 10th. And Jeff Barker in the 11th. See if we can show off some of these paint jobs for these guys. Looking good there with Vickery. And the 00. Having a little trouble here trying to get you back on board. We're going to see if how much time you have to make it. All right. And this is going to be our feature presentation here tonight with the Pro and Super Late Models out here. It's supposed to be racing Pro, but it turns out you have your choice of a Super. So you almost double the horsepower, but it's going to take 3 times the skill to keep it under control here. And if somebody I'm as expecting who's looking to kind of turn around their luck right now is Andy Piercefield here in the 75 car. I bet you he is definitely expecting to kind of get his way up front. Looks like he's got the sponsor of Mr. Plummer there on the side of his car.
Yep, which is all part of Cool Ray.
All right. And let's see, John. You've got to... Oh, no. John. Arrow.
Yeah, not happening, like I said. Just, you know, there's things you control, things you can't control. And I'm headed back in, but I'll probably be a couple laps down. So I'll get some laps in anyway and live to fight another day, hopefully.
All right. Well, I'm sure Cool Ray would appreciate seeing your car out there, but we are now under green, John. Unfortunately, you weren't able to make the green flag start, but hopefully you are able to make a start at least. But right now, Isaac Salas doing much of what he did back in the 358s. Here we go. Chip Bangers is going to be impressed to see how well he is getting around here. Up front, Joseph Grandy close right behind him. So Grandy also, I believe, has a win here tonight. Nick Vickery looking to turn around his luck in the 00. I know he's been contacted a few times by a couple of drivers out here, hanging in the third position, trying to go ahead and see if he can stick that low line. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's definitely sliding around out there. That 00 having some trouble, but man, let's rotate back here to Aiden Young. Man, this guy is trying to thread the needle here between the 56 and the 122, Shreves and Dickens. And he does. Gets around the 122 of Dickens, now to the inside of Shreves. Puts him up high into the wall. Really not the line he wanted to be running. Now Aiden Young taking that middle line that's starting to slick up pretty well. Gets just about a nose on him, and they're back into turn 3. So now Aiden Young in the 69 machine, starting to pick up that pace. And Vickery may have to start watching out for the 69 machine. But Randy Shreves holding on tight, seeing if he can keep him honest down there toward the bottom. Dives it in a lot faster, a lot harder, seeing if he can get an angle on him. But now he's contending with the 122 of Brian Dickens. Salas pulling away right now by over half a second. As long as everything stays green and Salas stays clean, he may have another win here tonight, as he is on a super speed run out of him tonight. All right, but right now we are staying the battle right now as Aiden Young is now behind Vickery, and Vickery's looking at Grandy. So Grandy now under fire for the second position. But they are kind of switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, seeing if they can go ahead and get this back together. John Hine looks like he joins the race. 4 laps down, though, but still a good showing from him. We'll have to see how that goes. Vickery, whoa! Crazy into that last turn, slung him way up 3 and 4, and is now costing him. Shot him up front, and now he is sandwiched in between the 518 of Grandy and the bottom of Aiden Young. So now these guys 3 wide with 20 to go. Holy cow, Vickery really in the danger spot here. He's got to figure out how to get out of there, and he does. 518 goes ahead and checks out, pulls in front of him, but Aiden Young staying strong on the bottom line, rides up, almost makes contact with Nick Vickery. Holy cow, boy, Aiden Young is on a tear right now. Up 5 positions as he's battling there for the third, trying to see if he can hold Vickery, and I bet you Salas super happy about having that 1 second lead out there in front with less than 18 to go. These guys are definitely moving around, running down the backstretch here. Boy, almost synchronized driving here by Aiden Young and Nick Vickery. Good driving by the 69 and the 00 car here, going ahead and putting the work in. Yeah, it looks like Nick Vickery, kind of clips the wall there, right diving into 3, but he's able to maintain, recollect it, and now trying to see if he can put 69 car of Aiden Young back under fire. And he does, up there in the no-man zone where the dirt has yet to be touched, and is now trying to get enough speed. Boy, he's fighting on the outside there with the 69 car. Aiden Young having some trouble there, but it looks like yellow flag is out, and Brian Dickens may be the man in it. All right, let's roll back here to Brian Dickens here, and let's see kind of what happened here. Brian Dickens in the 122. Oh, little bump there by the 181. Does he collect any damage? Holy cow, actually picks up the back end of his car there. Whoa. All right, let's rotate that one back a little bit as he has sustained heavy, heavy damage on that car. Let's get a quick chopper view here of what happens with the 122 and the 181 here. Nudge. Yeah, you just see a battle inches right there has now caused a huge bang up. And the 122 has bent up real bad there, John. So 1 caution, you should be able to retain at least 1 lap back.
No, we won't have any lucky dogs here. I'm back here. I'm stuck. I gotta have guys fall out. That's my only hope to move up. But for me, this is just a test session, you know. Now, just the more laps you get in a car, the better.
No.
I've got 1,000 laps. I got 10,000 laps in this car, but you can never have enough.
Yeah. No lucky dogs. Man, as one of the higher guys in this league, I can't believe you guys don't have lucky dogs. But that will make Isaac Salas happy, as that keeps you farther behind as away he goes back under green flag. 518, Ghost of Grandy trying to see if he can hold off Aiden Young, which is now fighting him for that second position. So Aiden Young really appreciated that caution right there. And, as Nick Vickery makes contact. He tried to make a hole that was not there. Trying to squeeze between Young and Grandy there. As you can see, these guys are just not letting up. These 3 right here are really battling for a lot of positions, but Aiden Young goes ahead and gets his way away from Vickery. So now Vickery has fallen back to the 4th position. Aiden Young up to the 2nd. So now he has 6 positions up, battling up here in the front, and now starting to put the work on Salas. So the 69 and the 5 machine definitely starting to make it happen. Less than 1/10 of a second off of each other. Looks like Salas made a clip that outside wall there a little bit as he's trying desperately to get away from him. Holy cow, Aiden Young showing you that inside line is sticking as he takes the lead. Let's see if Salas has enough to get off that turn, and he does not. So Aiden Young is going to be our new race leader. 7 positions up from where he started, taking the lead here tonight. Fantastic job by the 69 car. Going ahead and pulling away now. He is the man on the move, and he's figured out the race line here. As it looks like Vickery in the back there trying to see if he can follow the same line there as we are back under caution.
Yeah, and that looked like the 181 on that caution caught the wall, got himself sideways, and it didn't look like he lifted and just got himself turned back into the wall there. And I think the 75 got a piece of him.
Yeah, the 28 and the 75 there kind of clipped each other there just a little bit. We'll keep an eye on the 181. The back end of his car is kind of mashed up here a little bit. Let's see if we can speed it up here a little bit. Oh, yeah. Kind of way up high in the turn. Rolls up, and the 75 sends him the rest of the way around. Oh, no. And the cutout. Oh, no. He got mashed up in the cutout there, and that may have done it for him for tonight. That mashed him to pieces. Holy cow. All right, so Aiden Young on the move. Our new race leader, not as new. He's turned a couple of laps here so far in the 69 machine up front. Definitely fast to see. Isaac Salas there in the second position. Joseph Grandy in third. Vickery fourth. Shreves fifth. Sharp sixth. Piercefield back in the seventh position here. Barker eighth. Brian Dickens ninth. Jeffrey Kemper has bent it. So John Hine has a chance of a top 10 finish if he can finish the rest of this race. And away we go. So these guys are back under green with 9 to go. Aiden Young out there still leading this race already. Got a half a second start off the jump. Vickery here in third. So now looks like Aiden Young and Salas just might be 1-2. But really what I'm concerned about right here is Vickery and Grandy. These guys are going to go ahead and battle it out with each other, but don't count out Randy Shreves here in the 56 machine. He's holding that outside line, saying there's still life up here on the top line. As Shreves has now slid up into the fourth position, Grandy in the 518 still trying to figure out how to make that low line work, seeing if he can get around here, but, man, it's sticking for him, but no, Grandy in the 518 is still getting a good angle coming out of that turn. Just as I say, that has a little hiccup there between 1 and 2. Kind of pops the front end up there. Kind of gets a little dirty on him, and away he goes. So now Vickery has now put Salas behind him. But Vickery super fast in that turn. We'll have to see if he can kind of pull his way through. Salas falling back to the third position, but still trying to hold on for second. Battles in front. So now he seesaws back and forth. Vickery second. Salas third, then right back. Salas second, now Vickery third. As we get going back around, Vickery still trying to battle for that second position. 4 to go. How long can they keep it going here? 3 to go. So here we go away into turn 1 and 2. Man, these guys are getting closer and closer to the white flag every lap. So Vickery knows it's now or never. Oh boy, as he gets toward the top there, looked like he might have kissed it off the wall there. No fear, no harm, no foul to the rest of that car. You do see it bent up there a little bit. But he's going to see if he can keep Salas behind him. Salas, boy, kind of choked a little bit on that turn. You saw him hit that bottom lump right there, and I think it picked the front end of the car up. So Vickery now is starting to put the distance on him. Back here in the back of Brian Dickens here in the 122. Got tangled up in a little bit of problems there. John Hine definitely put some work in there. He does stay out long enough to go ahead, and now he's got that top 10 as we're coming up to the checkered flag. And Aiden Young has brought home the win here tonight with Nick Vickery in second. And Salas goes ahead and gets himself another podium finish here tonight. All right. Awesome job by these drivers here tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Don't go away. We're going to have a chat with our top 3 here tonight. John is going to remain in the booth, so he gets the extra special treatment here. Although he didn't get a podium finish, he will be up here. So fantastic out of the 71 car, really sticking it out. And just goes to show, even though your VR went down, you were able to go ahead and get a top 10 finish still.
Yeah, but still bitterly disappointed. This will be one that I probably will feel like I could have won. And, that's part of racing. Sometimes that happens in real life. You get out there, got a hot rod, your engine blows, something like that. So it's part of the thing, I guess. We live in a virtual world, and sometimes stuff happens. And we had an update in iRacing today, and I probably should have updated or reset all my graphics, and that's probably why it was acting the way it was.
Yeah, well, I saw that update when I came in, man. That was that was an ugly one. But right now, not ugly one right there. Isaac Salas almost came away with another win here tonight, but he places third. Nick Vickery really put the moves on him. Aiden Young had super amount of speed, but that 5 machine really laid it down. Isaac, man, dude, yeah, you had the race, and I think if there weren't any cautions, you'd have taken it home.
Yeah, I think those cautions kind of got me out of my rhythm, and you know, like I told you earlier, like not good in these cars, to be honest with you, dog. Um, but yeah, I had fun, to be honest with you. I mean, it was nice being out front and being even up towards the front, I guess. So I'll take it.
All right, man, and you know, so how'd the car feel? I mean, you think about running this these guys for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it, but you know, we're gonna have to definitely work on keeping the suspension loaded and kind of trying to figure out, you know, my how much throttle input I can keep in it without it, you know, going too sideways on me. I found out that was a big problem for me, but just something I need to work on, and hope, you know, gives me a good goal for the season.
All right, well, I'm sure ABR setup shop there on the side of your car can help you out with that.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, man. Well, since we've gone ahead and mentioning some of your sponsors, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud.
Well, obviously Venom Racing, you know, those guys are awesome, and I'll give Spartan a shout out as well. You know, Nick Vick, I love him. We're really good friends, not teammates, but we're really good friends, and really fun to get to race him every chance I can. Yeah, Coast to Coast, Dean, Super DIRTcar Series, you guys for the broadcast, Mission 22, everyone that comes and watches. Yeah, man, everyone that just makes it quite a bit of fun.
All right, and I'm going to ask every driver here up in the podium positions tonight. You guys had a choice between Super and Pro. Which car did you go with tonight?
Just because I know that we're not supposed to be having Supers for the rest of the season, I went Super tonight just because, well, might as well take the challenge on right away.
All right, man. Awesome job here tonight, man, and I hope to catch up with you next week, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Have a good week.
You too. All right, Isaac Salas there. In the 05, Nick Vickery, the man, the myth, the legend. He had a lot of trouble here the past couple of races, but he goes ahead and he survives this one. Nick Vickery survives all the way up into the second place position, having to make a lot of battles there. You know, he did start up in the second row in third, but he goes ahead and comes away with a second place finish. Nick, you know, the track was breaking down here tonight. Did it play up on your you know, kind of your outlook of how you want to run this race tonight?
No, it was without a doubt the top side. I ran out of laps. It took me too long to get around other people, and it ran out of time. That's what happened.
All right, man. It's still, regardless, it was still pretty fast out there tonight. We did ask Salas, did you run the Pro or the Super here tonight?
I definitely ran the Super. I know the guy that won here last year ran a Pro, but he's an alien, right? He's not from this planet. So, you know, I definitely the Super passed tech, so I went with it.
All right, so fantastic job out of you tonight. Really, and we noticed you kind of getting banged up in some of these heats and some of the qualifyings and the other, you know, in some of the other races you have here, and really you pull out a second place finish. I mean, it's got to be a sigh of relief starting the season and with at least a second place finish.
No, you know, it just sucks being one of the fastest cars on the racetrack and then not being able to finish where you should finish. But it's part of racing, and we'll move on to next week.
All right. Well, no, I was gonna say, don't have that mentality. If you're not first, you're last. You know, we still have a good run out here tonight. But you went ahead and placed a fantastic job in that 00. Nick, go ahead and give me some of those shout-outs, especially here from Spartan.
Yeah, definitely got to shout out Spartan Racing. After that would be VMR Wraps. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR E-Wraps. I got to thank Mirror Image Auto Spa, Cool Ray, you know, Andy over at Cool Ray. I shouted him out earlier, so definitely got to do that again. After that would be Roger and Preston, and then, of course, you for putting on a great show. All
right, appreciate it, Nick, and hope to see you next week. You will find me again next Tuesday. On the races there, man. 410s, that should be a blast. I can't wait to see what you guys do and get you out there for the NASCAR. That'll be fun. You guys were going from dirt to asphalt, man. You really, it definitely was a challenge there at Daytona. I know you guys are doing Talladega as well, so that'll be a tumble up there for you guys. But fantastic job tonight, Nick. Hope to catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there's Nick Vickery there. Holy cow. And man on the move. Aiden Young here in the 69 machine. Super fast all night, and apparently Aiden Young knew what he needed to do. I'll start out with him as well. All right, Aiden, did you use the Pro Series or did you use the Super Series tonight?
I was running the super late model.
All right, man. That seems to be everybody here in the top three. That's what everybody's saying. I had the choice. I went with the super, and here you are. That low line is where you were running here tonight. Obviously, it worked. Did you have any thoughts of going high?
I knew it could have worked on the high side, but I was just more comfortable on the bottom.
Yeah, definitely. You were able to get around. It almost seemed like you got caught up there with Grandy a little bit. And then you had Shreves to deal with. You kind of almost walked right around Salas there, right there toward the end, took the lead, and then just never looked back. That was, really a hell of a run there from the 69 machine, dude. And it really, what was the game plan coming into the night here?
It was mainly just being patient and just seeing what the cards gave us. And I knew the bottom would come in and just ride it out and try not to get in any scuffles with any other driver.
All right, well, you bring home the win here. Really got, good points jump for you starting out the season. This is going to be great. You know what I mean? You're going to have another chance to start coming up on next on the schedule. I believe. Let's see, Thursday. Let's see, Thursday next week. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are Williams Grove. Have you ever raced there before?
Yeah, that's not one of my better tracks, but I try to make it work.
All right, well, Williams Grove for the Flat Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder is where you'll be for the Pro Late Models there. So that is going to be maybe one of those ones on the track you got to practice for, to go ahead and get that, kind of calm down, get that settled in, and go ahead and give it a good run there, man. But tonight here at Lanier Speedway, you go ahead and take away the win. And as always, when you get up in a podium position, man, go ahead and give me your shout-outs.
I just got to thank Gamble Motorsports, as always, for having me on the team, and just Cool Ray for being on the car, and family for watching, and everyone that comes out to watch me.
All right, as we're looking at your car kind of slowing down here for some pictures with the Young Gun Creations there on the back as well. Great job tonight there, Aiden, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you. You'll see me next week for sure.
Oh, yeah. All right, John, and that is Aiden Young there in the 69 machine. He goes ahead and tears it down here tonight. But man, really, what is your takeaway from all these? All these races here tonight?
Well, just a good league. All of them are competitive. Like I said, anybody out there wants to come throw some dirt with us, c2crl.com. Come get signed up. And the cool thing is, all these race winners tonight, we got to give a shout out to Bobby Good here. They get winner stickers. So everybody will get a sticker signifying they've won a race this season. So a lot of cool things here at C2C. So hopefully we'll continue to grow.
All right, me being the dumb guy out here, that sticker goes where? On the car?
I've seen everybody put them everywhere. They're actual really nice computer or regular printed out stickers. You get them in the mail. Bob types up a real nice letter that goes along with it. I've seen people put it on the side of their computers, put it on the back of the racing seats. I've even seen people put them on their cats. Not sticking them on, but laying them across their cats.
Okay.
So, I even put one of mine on the back of my cell phone case. So, it's really cool. I mean, you can even get a mug if you're one of the hard chargers, the hard charger of the week, which means if you can pass more cars than anybody else in any of our races, you get a real nice coffee mug. I got one finally last season towards the end of it, and man, that's a real deal. It's a sharp mug.
Yeah. I'm interested. We'll be announcing the driver of the week coming up next week. Of course, there's no driver of the week right now. We haven't finished out week 1 yet, but we'll go ahead and give it a good shot. Marty will be here next Thursday, I believe, to go ahead and run the Thursday Night Thunder. And you will be able to race.
Yeah, and I get a break finally. 3 nights in a row, but I'll be back Tuesday night with you, man, and we'll throw some dirt wherever we may be next Tuesday.
All right, yeah, and that's going to be a blast. I think, don't take my word for it, I think we'll actually be at Lucas Oil is where I believe we will be here with SimTraX Broadcasting. Let's see, on the 20th of September. Holy cow, we are going to be in 3 different locations. The wingless 360s will be at Kokomo, the 410s will be at Charlotte, and NASCAR at Talladega. Holy cow, but that is not bringing up not tomorrow.
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
tell you, the cats that run all three of those at the end of that night, they're gonna be plumb wore out. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say. Those are three. And that non-wing, man, that car is a beast around Kokomo. You are so busy from start to finish inside that car, sawing right and left, in the throttle, out of the throttle. That track will wear you out both physically and mentally. And then those 410s are just beasts. And then of course Talladega. Well, you know Talladega.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite an experience too. So look forward to it. Can't wait to see you again next Tuesday, man.
All right. Appreciate it there, bud. All right, guys, 9:16. You guys are going to be with another broadcast company for the Friday Night Lights out there for the Gears Unlimited. They're going to be running the fixed 358s, the limited late models, and the 305s, but they will not be at Lanier. They will be at Lernerville is where they'll be for those races. But regardless, I appreciate you guys joining me here at SimTraX Broadcasting. Patrick Morrison up here in the booth with John Hine alongside me. We appreciate you guys showing up. We hope to see you next time. Next time you will see me is on Tuesday. Fantastic racing out here every night here at Coast to Coast. And don't forget to check us out on SimTraxBroadcasting.com for any of the scheduling that we have for many of our race leagues that we are running, especially the new upcoming one on Saturdays and the ones that I run on Wednesday for the Racing Revolution League. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight, and I will see you next time.